Chapter 895. Whoosh. As soon as the black screen lit up in the live stream, the comments went wild. Sister E, Sister E, Sister E. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Turns out Alice is streaming every day. Ah, she's so cute in a dress. Is this beauty real? On the screen, Yen Kai Kai was dressed in casual sportswear, but he had deliberately chosen to wear a local brand. Xiangyi was wearing a black dress with a baby's collar, which made her look fair and delicate. It was also designed by a local designer. Hello everyone, I'm your Kai Kai. Yen Kai Kai was the first to speak, taking control of the audience. He joked, "Who's the pretty girl sitting next to me? Can you give me your WeChat?" Xiangyi, "I already have a boyfriend, don't disturb me." The live stream suddenly burst into laughter. After making a little joke, Xiangyi greeted the audience in more than a dozen languages. Because it was a live stream of goods, the pace was relatively fast tonight, and they soon entered the segment to introduce the products. All boys and girls, look over here. The first product we're going to introduce today is amazing. It's a specialty from Beijing. Roast duck. Everyone knows that Beijing's roast duck is the best. It's wrapped in slices of duck meat, shredded onions, cucumber, and sweet sauce. It's amazing. Let me tell you, Beijing's ducks are different from those from other places. Yen Kai Kai spoke extremely fast, like a machine gun. Ordinary people couldn't catch his words at all, but Xiangyi reacted quickly as well. It should be because they love to learn, right? After all, they're rushing into the city to get roasted? Haha, yes. Not a single duck could leave the capital alive. Next, let's try it. In the live stream, I'm hungry, hurry up and upload the link. Oh my god, Sister Yi's reaction speed is amazing. I'm curious what the foreigners think. They probably don't understand, right? It seems that Xingchen Live has partnered with other foreign live streaming software and spent a lot of money to hire a real-time translator. Then the translator Yen Kai Kai has to pay more. Not only is he talkative, he's also fast to haha. However, the two under one roof live stream was still crowded with people. Here, you can watch the live broadcast 5 minutes in advance. Actually, many foreigners didn't understand, but that didn't stop them from looking at Xiangyi. As long as Xiangyi opened her mouth to say a word, a bunch of people in the live broadcast room would shout, "God, God, Sama." Especially when they saw how obedient Xiangyi was as she ate the roast duck, the group of foreign parents, moms, sisters, brothers, and sisters couldn't control their hands at all. They immediately prepared to place orders to buy. Buy. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, connect. Yen Kai Kai shouted, and a product link appeared in the lower left corner of the live broadcast room. Countless netizens rushed in, and the huge traffic almost paralyzed the online shopping platform. In less than 3 seconds, the link failed. Yen Kai Kai comforted them, "Don't panic, everyone. Let's see if we can add more roast duck. Let's add another 100,000 servings. Is there any left?" The staff member said weakly, 500,000 sets, they're all gone. One had to know that this roast duck brand only sold about 50 sets a month. But tonight, it had only been 3 seconds. It was only 3 seconds. It was all gone. Yen Kai Kai said regretfully, "There's no more, there's really no more." Xiangyi said gently, "All the candidates who came to the city for the roast duck this time have been eaten up. Let's wait until the next exam to eat the top student duck together, okay?" In the live stream, this top student is trembling. Top student duck hahaha, Sister E is so cute. Chapter 896. Who can eat 500,000 servings? Who are you looking down on? I'm not bragging, but we don't even need foreigners. Our own countrymen have already bought them all. The live stream continued. Yen Kai Kai had already begun to introduce the second product. Longjing tea from Xicheng. It has a faint fragrance after being brewed. Men and women who like to drink green tea, you must not miss this opportunity. While he was introducing, Xiangyi brewed a pot of tea with an antique tea set. The girl's movements were smooth and fluid, and her temperament was calm. Watching her brew tea would make one's heart calm down. Yen Kai Kai continued to blabber on and on. It was a new model of internet marketing. Xiangyi brewed the tea slowly and calmly. It was a tea culture passed down from ancient civilizations. The two blended and complemented each other, creating a unique charm. After Xiangyi brewed the tea, she first opened a cup for Yan Kai and then handed it to Shui for him to taste. The Longjing tea is tender green and glossy, with a refreshing aroma. It tastes extremely sweet. While Yan Kai was talking, he happened to see Xiangyi feeding Shui tea. His expression changed as he bitterly said, "Friends in the audience, it tastes even better when paired with dog food." Unsurprisingly, the tea leaves were also selling like hotcakes. At the Yunduan Company. In the conference room, all the executives were watching the live stream on the big screen. The CEO slowly tasted the same type of green tea as the live stream while waiting for his assistant to report the real-time data. The data for the tea leaves is out, and the sales volume has skyrocketed. The tea leaves from more than a dozen tea plantations in Xiqing have all been sold out. However, we should be able to replenish the stock. Now, the overall sales ratio is 2/3 domestic and 1/3 overseas. The CEO smiled and said, "Okay, continue to pay attention." He vaguely glanced in a certain direction before retracting his gaze. The senior member of the conservative faction from last time was a little embarrassed now. He still didn't understand why those foreigners would travel all the way across the ocean to buy things from Hua Nation. Foreign products were obviously so high-end, so why would they buy these low-end local products? He said sarcastically, "Foreigners will only buy these small gadgets. If they really want to buy something big, they definitely won't be willing to spend so much money." Before he finished speaking, Yan Kai began to introduce the new flagship mobile phone of the Chinese mobile phone brand in the live stream. This phone uses the latest processor, and the hardware is also the best in the market. "I'm also using this model. To be honest, the battery life is really durable, and the phone is also resistant to cold. Last year, when Guangguan and I went to the north to play, her phone was so cold that it automatically shut down. Mine is still fine. Oh right, the pixels of this phone are especially good." Xiangyi and Shui took a photo with their phones. The camera zoomed in on them. The two people in the photo looked unbelievably good-looking. Bullet screen. "Do you think I'm lacking in pixels? What I lack is this face. I just realized that Sister E and Shui are so cooperative. Today's live stream was too smooth. All three of them are in good condition." Ah, Shuringdi posted on Weibo. It was the photo of the two of them. "Why is this dogman so sweet?" Cloud Computing Company. The conservative executive muttered, "How can this phone be compared to foreign phones? How can foreigners buy it?" Shui and Xiangyi worked so hard to promote it. "I wonder how much money they received." The CEO said coldly, "As far as I know, Xiangyi, Shui, and Yan Kai's team didn't receive a single cent from tonight's live stream." Chapter 897. The senior executive was speechless. The atmosphere at the scene became awkward. Someone broke the silence. "Ahem, how are the cell phone sales? Have they sold it overseas?" The moment the assistant received the news, he jumped up in joy and exclaimed, "It's over 1,000,000 yuan. More than 400,000 cell phones have been sold overseas." This data was simply too surprising. Cell phones were not like the ones sold for only a few dozen yuan or a few hundred yuan. The cell phone model promoted by the live stream was priced at more than 5,000 yuan. Initially, many people were like the senior executive and thought that the cell phone would definitely not sell. Unexpectedly, the sales figures were almost 50-50 both at home and abroad. What did this mean? Firstly, the foreigners really approved of Xiangyi. Secondly, the foreigners really approved of domestic goods. Many netizens had also noticed this, and similar discussions appeared on various major social media platforms. Ha! I suddenly realized that there are quite a lot of people overseas who use our domestic cell phones. Damn, are our domestic goods that impressive? Had it already been sold to a foreign country without a word? And they're selling so well too. Domestic goods are good at fighting, but so is Sister E. It's morning in Russia now and half of the people in the library are watching Xiangyi's live stream. Isn't it scary? The conference room became lively until the senior executive of the Conservative Party spoke up, causing an awkward silence again. A cell phone that costs a few thousand yuan is very expensive for people in our country, but overseas wages are high and benefits are good, so it's not a big deal for them. They might just buy it casually. Which of the top luxury brands isn't from overseas? A bag costs tens of thousands of yuan and countless people are lining up to buy it. Look at any domestic brand that can make foreigners line up to buy it. The CEO was amused by his words. Do you mean to say that the air in foreign countries is sweet? I didn't say that, Mr. Wan. Don't read too much into my words, the senior executive of the Conservative Party said calmly, thinking that he had won back 10%. However, he heard Yen Kaikai's surprised and delighted voice in the live stream. I have good news for everyone today. Our domestic designer, Hades, Xiangqi's fashion brand, has officially launched its online store today. In addition to the physical stores in the country and abroad, you can also buy it from the online store in the future. Nanny? Is that a domestic brand? I'm shocked. It was true. This brand's design is too high-end, and the quality is better than foreign luxury brands. I always thought it was a foreign brand. Hades is an old fan. Hades said in an interview that this brand was originally called Love Bunny, but because his little sister was too embarrassed, they changed it to the Chinese pinyin abbreviation, . Everyone seemed to have woken up from a dream. So this name was given by the crazy sister spoiling demon. At the studio, Xiangyi and Shui went to change their clothes and came back. The two of them were wearing matching outfits personally designed by Xiangqi, the Alice in Wonderland series. It had a fairy tale style design, but the overall design did not lose its retro and elegance. Whether it was the color matching, the tailoring, the style, or the materials, they were all impeccable. Shui and Xiangyi were natural clothes hangers. Along the way, the two of them were even more eye-catching than the international models at Fashion Week. The netizens were shocked. These clothes, the texture, and you're telling me that they're domestic goods? They're so much better than foreign luxury brands. Chapter 898. What the F***CK? Are Shui and Sister E going to walk on the runway in the next second? There's really an American businessman who got Xiangqi. Geniuses are geniuses indeed. They're comparable to Elizabeth, Mr. Liston, and the others who established the fashion style overseas. Sister Yi's dress is so beautiful. It's so tight that it's so tight. Hades's design of the velvet dress was truly one of the best. I'm going to buy it as my battle uniform. I'll wear this when I see my ex-boyfriend next time. I'll piss him off. Xiangyi and Shui were wearing the same style of clothing. Because it was a high-end ready-to-wear garment, there weren't many in stock. However, the price was comparable to that of overseas luxury goods. Even so, both of their clothes were sold out in seconds. At this moment, a netizen commented, "Don't panic if you can't buy it online. There are physical stores too. It's a new design that was only released 2 days ago." In an instant, some netizens immediately went out to the nearest store to grab the same style. Someone happened to be shopping in the mall and shared it on social media after grabbing it, but it attracted the ridicule of netizens. It's just a piece of clothing. Is it really worth spending 5 figures on it? I'm dying of laughter. This is all a trap of consumerism. Get it? Only our countrymen would spend money on such a low-class brand. They might as well buy a big foreign brand. If you don't believe me, go overseas and take a look. Only foreigners would buy such a brand. At this moment, a Chinese blogger posted a video to share her daily life. Oh, amazing! This is the first time I've seen such a long line. She sounded surprised as she pointed her phone screen at the entrance of a certain store. The word "@ was clearly visible. She continued to sigh. @ is a brand that has always been very popular overseas. Every time a new design is released, it would be snatched up by the rich overseas. It can't be helped. Hades's design concept is really amazing, especially the ready-to-wear women's clothing line. Those little dresses are really like fairy dresses. However, even if it's a new design, there won't be such a long line. There are so many people today. I think many people may have heard of the celebrity effect, but many people underestimate Xiangyi's influence. It's no exaggeration to say that any food she makes or outfit she wears can cause a craze overseas. She redefined the lives of countless people. The video lasted for a few minutes. It was full of praise for Xiangyi from all angles. It could be called a high-level bootlicking fart. After this Weibo post was posted, it instantly slapped a bunch of people in the face. Foreigners don't like domestic brands, and foreigners don't buy them at all? Sorry, it's selling so well that it's always out of stock. Cloud Computing Company. CEO Wen laughed heartily when he heard the shocking sales figures of At's online store. No matter what the higher-ups thought, they all laughed along. Only the senior official of the Conservatives felt like crying. Could it be that his mouth had been blessed? No matter what he said, he would be slapped in the face. In the live stream, Xiangyi pinched the pom-poms embroidered on her skirt and listened attentively to Yan Kaikai's explanation. I really have to buy this lipstick. Every color was especially beautiful. I recommend this carrot color. It's absolutely beautiful. Yan Kaikai personally tried the lipstick. Xiangyi didn't feel burdened at all. She took out a lipstick and tried it on. Tomato red looks pretty good too. With one sentence from the young lady, this color was instantly out of stock. Xiangyi turned her face and shook the other lipstick in her hand. Her eyes were crafty, as if she had evolved from a rabbit into a fox. She asked Shui, "Do you want to try it?" Chapter 899. The girl's gentle and soft voice instantly caused an uproar in the live stream. Apply one, apply one. Ha ha ha, Shui didn't expect this, did he? His bunny knows how to trick her husband. I didn't expect to see Shui applying lipstick after cross-dressing. The netizens in front of their screens were amused. What a lifetime series. The next second, Shui raised his eyebrows. His black satin shirt accentuated his noble temperament. The man leaned back in his chair and smiled lazily. I can't let anyone else apply it, but since Tutu is applying it for me, I don't mind giving it a try. The man's voice was low and languid, smooth and magnetic, like a feather gently tickling one's heartstrings. Xiangyi instantly blushed and held the lipstick in her hand, not knowing what to do. In the comments section of the live stream, countless people were screaming online. "Aw, how can this man be so flirtatious? What kind of beautiful love is untimely? He's spoiling her to the heavens. Sister E, why are you applying it with your hands? Shut up. Use the color on your lips to apply it to Shui. I bet he won't refuse." A large number of fans were anxious and couldn't wait to be there in person to give Shui and Xiangyi a forceful massage. Yan Kaikai cheered. "Oh my! Smear, smear, smear. I'm looking forward to seeing which color Sister E will apply on Shui." His voice pulled Xiangyi back to reality. Realizing that she was still live streaming, the girl pinched her ears with her hands and pretended to be calm as she leaned closer to Shui. The black shirt and white skirt contrasted sharply and blended into each other. It was an unparalleled couple outfit design. Xiangyi's hands, which had killed the little black pig and lifted the heavy iron pot, were trembling slightly at this moment. She applied the lipstick on Shui's lips. The man's originally thin lips turned into an extremely gentle color, which didn't seem out of place at all. Xiangyi raised her hand and wiped away the excess words with her slender and milky fingertips. She blinked her doe eyes and suddenly had an idea. She used tomato-colored lipstick to draw a mole at the corner of Shui's eye. She had a cinnabar mole and light sandalwood lips, but she was extremely seductive. The live stream audience. "No, I'm dead, I'm gone. Oh. Sister E, this is a stroke of genius. Shui, who has a mole in her eyes, is much more devilish. I'm definitely buying these two colors. Even if the Heavenly Emperor came, he wouldn't be able to stop them. Beauty sure. Please consider becoming a beauty blogger. It's like a walking planter." Countless netizens clicked on the link excitedly, wanting to buy these two colors. In the end, he found that he couldn't even click on it. When he finally opened the page, he realized that both colors were sold out. Can the lipstick be reapplied? Yan Kaikai confirmed with the staff, and after getting a reply, he comforted everyone. "I'm sorry, there's no way to reapply it. The other colors are also very nice." The netizens began to complain. "Is there something wrong with this? You can't get anything if you want to buy it. Seriously, there aren't enough people in our country to buy it. Why do you want foreigners to buy it? Do you dare to add another 100,000 lipsticks? I'm so upset that I didn't get the baby. I can't afford clothes, bags and jewelry, but can't I have lipstick?" At the same time at Cloud Computing Company, the senior executive of the Conservative Party seemed to have aged 10 years. Why? Foreigners would actually buy these inferior domestic goods in his eyes. Chapter 900. In his eyes, foreign goods were the endorsements of high-end and classy products. As for domestic products, in his eyes, they were nothing more than low-end, shoddy knockoffs. However, the sales figures of the live stream today had completely slapped him in the face. High sales figures also show that high traffic can be realized. If we switch to foreign products today, the sales figures might be even higher, the conservative executive said stubbornly. However, no one paid any attention to him this time. Everyone knew that he was just feeling guilty and was trying to cover himself. Mr. Wen took a sip of tea and said, "Let's wait and see. It's hard to tell right from wrong, but the data doesn't lie." One by one, the treasures were sold out. Whether it was domestic or overseas netizens, they were all buying happily. Especially the overseas netizens, everyone found it incredible. Online shopping was so convenient. The most exaggerated thing was that 2 hours after the live stream, netizens from neighboring countries had already received express delivery. Admittedly, there was an element of joint marketing between the merchants and the express delivery company. They had arranged for people to take the earliest flight to deliver the goods. The cost alone far exceeded the value of the express delivery. However, this incident quickly became the hot search topic on major social media platforms around the world. #ChinaSpeed #China online shopping ## 2-hour cross-border express delivery after online shopping Of course, the hot search topic was the same on the internet. #Xiangyi22 Alice's live stream is in progress. In the second half of the live stream, Yan Kaikai's throat was dry. Xiangyi poured him a cup of herbal tea and calmly began to control the situation. The spicy Tutu fans were worried for her, afraid that Xiangyi would fail to control the situation. Unexpectedly, the young girl perfectly controlled the situation. The way she introduced the products was not as passionate as Yan Kai. Instead, she explained in a gentle and detailed voice, giving people a feeling of sincerity. This millet can be used to make porridge. Pumpkin millet porridge or yam millet porridge are good choices. If you like red dates, you can also add some. It will have a faint sweet fragrance. Not only did the young girl introduce the products in detail, but she also repeatedly emphasized rational consumption. Don't spend impulsively. I hope that everyone will buy it because they really need it, and not because of me, Shui, or Kai. However, the more Xiangyi didn't allow people to buy it, the more excited the netizens became. This is good stuff. Sister E is a good Sister E. How can I not buy it? Xiangyi. Don't worry, Mama is rich. Mama must spend money on our baby. Ahem, I'm in my 30s this year, so I should be considered a fan of yours? Support Xiangyi. At 11 p.m., all the products were introduced. When they heard Xiangyi say that the live broadcast was about to end, the netizens were reluctant to part with it. There were a few discordant comments, all of which came from SMUF accounts that had just been registered. They've already earned all the money, what's the point of streaming? You guys support her with your hard-earned money. XY doesn't care about fans like you. Forgive me for being blunt, but when it comes to doting on her fans, Goddess Shen is the best in the entertainment industry. Xiangyi is different, she's just treating you guys like leaks. On the screen, the girl tilted her head and asked, I made supper, do you guys want to watch it? The girl added seriously, pay attention to the time. If you experience jet lag at night, don't stay up late. It'll be the same if you come back tomorrow. Chapter 901. The Audience. They thought they were happy enough today, but they didn't expect there to be such a surprise. Xiangyi rested her cheeks in her hands and was in a dilemma. But what should I make? Hot pot? Barbecue? Fried chicken? Crayfish? She turned her little face and looked at Shui. Shui smiled and said, Instant noodles? Ah yes, instant noodles are good too. Xiangyi's eyes lit up. Yan Kai was almost drooling. Sister E, pick any one of them. As long as it's made by you, I'll eat anything. Xiangyi shook her head. No, only children make choices. I want all of them. Ha! Not only was Yan Kai stunned, all the staff at the scene, as well as the audience in the live stream, were dumbfounded. Okay, it's decided then. Xiangyi clenched her fists. Anyway, there are so many of us. After we finish eating, I'll go change my clothes and arrange everything. The live stream was in an uproar. This is a benefit, right? It's a benefit, right? I like every kind of supper Sister E mentions. I must have been a glutton in my previous life. As expected of our sister E. She dotes on her fans so much. Some of the sour grapes who pretended to be alt accounts to embarrass her can kneel down now. Some people really don't have mothers. I wish you a happy new year in advance. It's a blessing to suffer losses. I wish you all the best. No infertility. I wish you all many children and grandchildren. The alt accounts were all too embarrassed to come out and dance. At this moment, Xiangyi had already changed into light sportswear and tied her hair into a bun. She then walked into the kitchen. The girl once again displayed her amazing ability to manage time. While preparing to barbecue, she also marinated some chicken. While stir-frying the hot pot base, she also used another pot to stir-fry crayfish. The final product was almost ready at the same time. The hot pot had 9 sections, each with its own unique characteristics. The barbecued meat on the grill was dripping with grease. The fried chicken was golden and crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Even the instant noodles were filled with rich ingredients such as meatballs, ham, and vegetables. The camera panned forward. The girl calmly held a colander and scooped out a spoonful of spicy crayfish into a bowl. Gulp. At this moment, there was no distinction between nationality, race, age, or gender. Everyone only had one feeling: hungry. The comment section was densely packed. If one didn't turn off the bullet screen, they wouldn't even be able to see the screen. The girl walked to the kitchen door and shouted, "Time to eat." Immediately, people filed in to serve the food. Yan Kai rushed to the front and picked up a basin of crayfish. He was smiling so widely that his eyes could not be seen. It's like Zhu Beiji has entered Gao Lao village's granary. Sister E is so generous with her food. Lobster by the plate, fried chicken by the caddy, barbecued meat skewers after skewers of meat. I'm dying. The supper ordered with the yellow and blue apps is here. Sister E wants to eat, and so do I. To round things up, I'm having dinner with Sister E. The overseas netizens were also mesmerized by this magical and charming Oriental cuisine. Heavens! This one looked delicious, and that one looked delicious as well. Countless people went straight to Chinatown just to get the same dishes as Xiangyi's. In the yard of the manor, Li Jianyu arranged for people to put together a large table, and the supper was spread out all over the table. He waved his hand and the staff who were free all came over to eat together. The netizens immediately wailed. What kind of large-scale food broadcast is this? Leave us a way out. Our child can't get any fatter. Takeout? Takeout is impossible. Absolutely. TSK. I'd better order it. Chapter 902. That night, the number of takeout orders skyrocketed across the country, and countless bosses were grinning from ear to ear. Xiangyi, Shi Sui, Yan Kai, Li Jianyu, and the others sat at a small table. Li Jianyu raised his glass and said, "Come on, let's toast to the successful end of today's live stream." Everyone raised their glasses in unison, and the cups collided in the air, making a crisp and pleasant sound. Sister E, you've worked hard. I must toast to Sister E again. I'll drink the wine while you drink the juice, Li Jianyu said sincerely. Thank you for making two under one roof what it is today. I won't say anything else. It's all in the wine. Xiangyi wanted to say something but stopped. Before she could open her mouth, Li Jianyu had already downed the glass in one gulp. She wanted to drink too. The girl reluctantly drank the juice. There was no wine, no soul. Shi Sui flicked her forehead and chuckled. Little drunkard, you can't drink today. Xiangyi looked depressed and turned her face away, ignoring Shi Sui. Everyone was delighted to see this, and the viewers in the live stream burst into laughter. Is the dog man being despised? Sister E, well done. What bad intentions does Tutu have? Tutu is just a cute little drunkard. Woo-woo, Zai Zai looks so pitiful. Shi Sui, let her have a taste. Just one sip should be fine, right? Under everyone's gazes, Shi Sui poured a full glass of fruit wine and placed it in front of Xiangyi. Although it was just fruit wine, the girl was obviously very happy. If one had to describe it, she was like a lop-eared rabbit whose ears stood up and shook happily. In the next second, Shi Sui covered the lid of the glass with her hand, and under Xiangyi's puzzled gaze, she asked lazily, "Do you want it?" Xiangyi nodded vigorously. "Are you sure?" She continued to nod. "Okay, I'll satisfy you." Shi Sui handed the fruit wine to Xiangyi. The girl was doubtful. She was worried that Shui was trying to trick her. She hesitated for a few seconds before she took it carefully. She tentatively took a small sip. Seeing that Shui had no reaction, she was relieved and calmly drank it. However, the little toy under the table couldn't help but shake around, revealing the owner's mood. Come, barbecue. Shui peeled the meat off the skewer and fed it to Xiangyi. Here, crayfish. Of course, it was the peeled shrimp. Fried chicken. Open your mouth. Naturally, it was dipped in Xiangyi's favorite honey mustard sauce. Xiangyi took a sip of supper and a sip of wine. She was very happy. She felt that she was the happiest child in the world. Xiao Naofu jumped onto her lap and ate an unseasoned sori. Shui's eyes were as gentle as water. He rubbed the back of Xiao Naofu's neck and wiped its mouth. Xiangyi's eyes instantly turned cold because of this action. Everything was perfect, like a scene from a classic idol drama. But the Shui in front of her was no longer Shui. The surroundings were extremely noisy and lively. However, if one looked carefully, they would find a strong sense of unreality. Only Xiao Naofu in her arms was still eating fish without a care in the world. Xiangyi hugged the kitten tightly and maintained her composure. Her clear eyes looked straight at the man in front of her. Hello, may I ask who you are? The smile on the handsome face gradually froze. Finally, he raised his eyebrows and switched to a childish voice. 1 minute and 40 seconds. I can't believe he saw through it so quickly. However, he's still not as good as Lord Shui. He saw through the illusion in less than 10 seconds. It wasn't the real you. Let me introduce myself. I am a servant of God. Chapter 903. As she spoke, the Shui in front of her gradually turned into a chubby, miniature white tiger. Xiao Naofu widened its eyes. This, wasn't this plagiarizing its idea? Little white tiger snorted. I didn't plagiarize you. This is my original form. It took lazy steps and jumped onto the table. Bending its 2 fleshy hind legs, it sat down. Woman, I'm the main system you speak of. Tremble. Be afraid. Xiangyi said coldly. Oh. Little white tiger. This damned woman was actually not afraid of the great mythological beast's original form. Xiangyi sat down and took out her phone. Although there was no signal, it could still be used. She opened the calculator and pushed it in front of little white tiger, her face expressionless. Since you're already here, let's calculate the accounts. Little white tiger? The compensation for me being forced to transmigrate, the compensation for our Xiao Naofu's failed reincarnation, and the compensation for our mental trauma. Xiangyi looked at it suspiciously. Are you really the main system? Can I believe you? Little white tiger's hair stood on end. Stupid woman, how dare you question my identity? I'm a mythological beast. Xiangyi interrupted it. Why do you still have an accent? Xiao Naofu. Meow meow meow. Humph, and you're still saying you didn't plagiarize this tiger. Even the name is the same. Fu is the name my master gave me. Little white tiger straightened its back and proudly raised its chin. Do you believe me now? As it spoke, a familiar mechanical voice sounded in Xiangyi's mind. Hello, the transmigration system is at your service. Xiangyi blinked and smiled. So it's Lord Fu. My apologies for the lack of manners. The word Lord obviously pleased little white tiger. It squinted its amber eyes in satisfaction, as if hoping for Xiangyi to praise it a little more. Xiangyi went along with the flow and flattered it. Lord Fu, is this your true body? With such a strong body, handsome face, and smooth fur, I've never seen someone as dazzling and charming as you. The little white tiger's ears trembled as it said, Enough! Do you think this tomahawk likes these flowery words? Humph. You're so wise. Of course, you wouldn't care about this. Xiangyi changed the topic. Then, about the compensation, can you make the decision? The little white tiger replied. Of course. Tell me, what do you want as compensation? Other than being with Madame Shui, I can satisfy all your other needs. Xiangyi calmly asked. Why? Are you going to take him away? The little white tiger tilted its head and looked at Xiangyi in confusion. It had the ability to read minds and had never taken any creature seriously. For example, It knew exactly what Xiao Naofu was thinking. However, it couldn't read any of the thoughts of this ordinary woman in front of it. However, Little White Tiger, which was also the main system, had absolute power. Thus, even if it couldn't read Xiangyi's thoughts, it didn't take this weak human seriously. Madame Shi Sui is the god I want to protect. He doesn't belong here. Forget it, woman. You won't understand even if I tell you too much. Xiangyi looked calm, but she was actually hugging Xiao Naofu tighter. The kitten in her arms could feel it. She looked calm, but from the moment the main system appeared, she hadn't relaxed at all. Is he willing to go? The girl asked softly. Chapter 904. The Little White Tiger was obviously choked for a moment before it said proudly, "In the words of your world, Lord Shi Sui is here to experience the tribulation. Now that he's done, he has to return to his original world. As for you, all right, since you're so pitiful, I'll erase all your memories of him. You won't be sad then. If you agree, I'll compensate you and this little fatty a lot. You'll become the richest man in this world. You can even travel to other worlds anytime you want. How about that?" Xiangyi said. "It does sound very tempting." Little White Tiger said, "Let's do it." The next second, the girl chuckled. "I don't agree." Little White Tiger widened its eyes. "Why, you'd better think carefully. Don't you want the compensation? Please don't change the concept. You should give me the compensation. As for erasing my memories, I'm just guessing. If I don't agree, you don't have the authority or can't erase my memories, right?" Little White Tiger was speechless. It realized that this woman was really annoying. Why would Lord Shi Sui like a woman like her? On the other side, Little White Tiger's clone was tugging at Shi Sui's trousers pitifully and crying. "Lord, come back with me. Fu is so lonely when you're not around." Shi Sui leaned against the back of the chair with his long legs crossed and glanced indifferently at the Little White Tiger beside his feet. "I'm not him," he said calmly. Yes, you are." Little White Tiger gestured with its claws, creating images in the air. They were the kind that could move. "Didn't I explain it to you? You're a god. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, you turned into a human. However, Fu has found you now. As long as you come back with me, you can become a god again." Shi Sui looked down. "Where is she?" Little White Tiger quickly expressed its loyalty. "I didn't hurt that stupid big sister. Don't worry, I've stopped time. After we leave, time will start flowing again. Just give me a command, and I'll make them lose all their memories of you." "Is that so?" Shi Sui said emotionlessly, as if she was indifferent to becoming a god. It does sound very tempting. This familiar line gave the Little White Tiger a bad feeling. As expected, Shi Sui's next sentence was, "Thanks, but I'm not interested." The Little White Tiger. This, what is this? Did Shi Sui really like that woman that much? He liked her so much that he didn't even want to be a god? You can't take me away by force, right? Although it was a question, Shi Sui used a declarative tone. The Little White Tiger was speechless. "It's so hard for me." Its mind-reading ability was useless against Shi Sui, and it could not guess what Shi Sui was thinking. "It seems that I'm right," Shi Sui said calmly. "Maybe you should leave." The Little White Tiger's erect ears drooped down, and it looked at him with teary eyes. Shi Sui was unmoved. "My lord, Fu will wait for you. She will wait forever." Little White Tiger sobbed. "Do you have any wishes that you want to fulfill?" Whoosh! There was a commotion around them. There was chatter, clinking of glasses, and Li Jianyu's jeering. "Hey, Daddy, sure, be a good man. Let Sistery have a drink." Chapter 905. Xiangyi came back to her senses and ignored Li Jianyu's heckling. She turned to look at Shi Sui. Shi Sui was also looking at her. The girl reached out her small hand and wanted to touch Shi Sui, but she paused in the air, as if she was afraid that it was still an illusion. In the next moment, Shi Sui held her hand tightly and wrapped it in his palm. "It's me." His low voice spoke louder than 1,000 words. Xiangyi sniffled and lowered her head, her eyelashes trembling. Li Jianyu shouted, "Daddy, sure, may I be so bold as to say that you're in the wrong? Doesn't Sister E just want to drink some wine? Is this small request too much?" "It's not." The live stream was as lively as ever, and no one felt that time had paused. Sure Sui, be a human. Look at how aggrieved Sister E is. Ah, give our Xiangyi some fruit wine. Immediately. Immediately. Quickly. Why can't she drink it today? Our Sister E can drink it whenever she wants. Sure Sui gently rubbed Xiangyi's slender wrist with one hand and turned off the microphone with the other. He whispered in her ear. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not leaving, okay? Xiangyi rested her forehead on his shoulder and said in a muffled voice. Then, pinky swear. Sure Sui chuckled and did as he was told. The two hooked their pinkies in the air and pressed their thumbs together. There was always someone who could make you do all the childish things in the world with him willingly. The crowd didn't know what was going on, but they were still touched by the sweetness. The audience was all chewing on the candy. However, the scene on Weibo was different. At the end of the live stream, Yunduan Company posted on Weibo, which roughly meant that the live stream of Xiangyi, Sure Sui, and Yan Kai had broken the record. They were currently the best in the live stream industry. It was such a Weibo post that made the fans of the female live stream who was on the hot search list in the morning unhappy. They all left comments to complain. Come on, you don't even have a specific number and you have the nerve to talk about breaking a record. The two titles of Breaking Records and #1 Cargo Carrier are exclusive to our goddess, okay? Please don't use it indiscriminately, thank you. My goddess is so pitiful. The entertainment industry is so pitiful. She's so gentle, yet her works are so good. She even set a record for being the #1 salesperson in the industry, yet she's still being stepped on by some marketing experts. I'm going to cry to death. The netizens were too lazy to eat this melon. Fans of a certain goddess, do you really not know what's going on? I'm dying of laughter. Since when did breaking records and being #1 in goods delivery become exclusive titles? According to your logic, tenderness in the world is Sister Yi's title. What right do you have to use it? Don't bother with this rotten melon. Friends, many big shots have come out to slap faces. That night, it became a hot topic that countless netizens talked about for many days. First of all, the cloud computing company had become even more powerful. Yunduan V. Sorry for the wait, everyone. Due to the large number of sales figures, in order to ensure that there are no errors, our calculations have taken some time. Tonight's live stream of goods delivery has adopted the format of the first simultaneous live stream of goods delivery both at home and abroad. It has also received the support of our country's officials, as well as those of many other countries overseas. We are deeply honored. The total sales figures during the live stream were 14.7 billion yuan. Thank you at Xiangyi, at Sure Sui, at Yan Kai for bringing glory to domestic goods, e-commerce, and online shopping. As soon as this Weibo post was posted, it was reposted by the Chinese officials. The caption was concise and comprehensive. They have brought glory to the country. Chapter 906. The netizens were in an uproar. Oh my god, this isn't Nanqing's official account, but China's official account. In other words, Xiangyi and the other two had been recognized by the country. That was not the end of it. Following that, all the major media outlets in the country reposted the post, and in the blink of an eye, several trending topics related to Xiangyi and the other two appeared. Hashtag glory for the country. Hashtag Xiangyi, Sure Sui, Yan Kai live stream to sales hashtag domestic and overseas live stream sales exceed 10 billion hashtag. Each and every trending topic made countless celebrities envious. Spicy Tutu, Sure Sui sister, Untimely, and Yan Kai's fans were all extremely proud. There was nothing happier than a fan being recognized by others. The netizens also felt that Xiangyi and the other two were really amazing. Yan Kai's previous highest sales volume was more than 5 billion yuan, but this time, it had almost tripled. Someone directly tagged a certain goddess's fan under the Weibo post reposted by China's official account. Are you there? Come and get beaten up. Is your face swollen? Does it hurt? Your goddess's sales volume is only a little more than 100 million yuan. Of course, 100 million yuan is not a small amount, but it's not even worthy of carrying Sister Yi's shoes, understand? I'm dying of laughter. It's one thing to brag about being #1 with more than 100 million yuan, but what kind of idiotic behavior is it to trample on Sister E? Why can't you guys use the brains that humans have evolved over millions of years? A certain female celebrity's fan insisted, it's fake. It's all fake. It must be fake. It's just a live stream. How can it sell so many goods? Do you think foreigners are stupid? Then, Yun Company posted another post on Weibo, as if waiting for these people to court death. Yun V. I'm sorry to inform everyone that there's a problem with our sales statistics. A certain female celebrity's fans did not even bother to read the full text. They only read the first sentence and began to mock and ridicule her, vividly explaining what it meant to be bisexual. See. Yun Company has come out to refute the rumors. Xiaomi's sales volume is not more than 10 billion yuan. It's fake news. After reading the full text, the netizens laughed uncontrollably, but they still deliberately played along with them. Yes, you're all right. Yes, it's all fake news, doghead. Your goddess is the best. Sister E is just an ordinary girl, doghead. In fact, the full text of the cloud computing company's statement was, Yunduan V. I'm sorry to inform everyone that there's a problem with our sales statistics. In the previous live stream, only the domestic sales were included. The 11.6 billion sales overseas were not included. Correction, the total live stream sales were 26.3 billion. Once again, we apologize for our mistake. Therefore, a strange scene appeared on the internet that night. Later, it was summarized by netizens as #human IQ atavism #. Not long after Cloud Company's correction on Weibo was posted, the official Weibo account of Country F's embassy also updated its status. The video posted by the embassy quickly became a hot topic on the internet. It was a speech of gratitude from the president of Country F to Xiaomi and the other two. Hello, friends from all over the world. I am the president of Country F, Charles. Here, on behalf of all the citizens of Country F, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Xiaomi, Shui, and Yan Kai. Thank you for making such a huge contribution to Country F's economy. China has imported a lot of raw materials from Country F and produced excellent products. I hope that we can maintain harmonious economic and trade relations. The citizens of our two countries will always be connected. Chapter 907. France was small in size and its industry was not very developed. Its economic development mainly depended on the export of various raw materials. Hua Nation was their largest importer. The president personally came forward to express his gratitude, partly out of diplomatic considerations, but more importantly, out of genuine gratitude. The rise of Chinese products also meant an opportunity for them. The number of likes, shares, and comments on the thank you speech skyrocketed. The netizens also truly felt how influential Xiaomi and the others, as well as Two Under One Roof, were. Sister E is awesome. Shui is awesome. He's awesome. To be frank, the president of a country has come out to give a thank you speech. No one will dare to refute me if I say that little Lousy is a god, right? A certain female celebrity's fans are going to be slapped in the face, aren't they? Ha ha ha, I don't know if your fans are miserable or not, but your fans are miserable. The ones who were the proudest were none other than Spicy Tutu. Our sister E is being praised again. Happy. The Shui sisters were also feeling proud. There were many people who immediately jumped on the bandwagon. There were even some who directly became fans of Spicy Tutu and Untimely Couple. Afterwards, the major brands also took to the stage one after another to announce the sales figures of their brands and express their gratitude to Xiaomi and the others. At 11:59 p.m., Yun Company posted another update on their Weibo. Yun V. Tonight, we won a great victory. This Weibo post was liked more than 1 million times. That night, Xiaomi, Shui, Yan Kai, Two Under One Roof, Yun Company, as well as the major brands of Chinese products, all made their presence felt in the hearts of many people. In the manner. After supper, everyone in the yard was so full that they were swaying left and right. Although they were physically exhausted, they were inexplicably excited. Li Jianyu in particular, even sang a song in public in order to express his feelings. As soon as he opened his mouth, everyone's expressions changed. Xiaomi and Shui were the only ones who remained calm. When he sang the chorus, some people couldn't help but plug their ears. How could there be someone who could sing a good luck song that could stop children from crying at night? Li Jianyu was so immersed in his singing that he couldn't extricate himself. If Ruan Qing hadn't intervened in time, everyone would have been tortured by him for a long time. Ruan Qing grabbed Li Jianyu's collar and pulled him back to his seat. She asked, "Since everyone is here, let's talk about the guest arrangements for the last episode." Li Jianyu was still unsatisfied. Let me sing a few more lines. I'm not satisfied yet. I think everyone likes my singing. Everyone, not really. A smart woman should learn to pretend to be deaf and dumb when necessary. Yuan Qing knew this very well. She pretended not to hear Li Jianyu's words and turned to look at Xiangyi. Sister Yi, what do you think? Xiangyi was puzzled. Where are the original guests? Li Jianyu said awkwardly. To be honest, I didn't think that the show would make it to the end. Also, we couldn't invite any guests. So the guest list for the last episode was blank. Later, Two Under One Roof became popular and there were more guests to choose from. But Li Jianyu had always felt that there were no suitable candidates. Someone suggested, why don't we invite all the guests who have been on the show? Yuan Qing vetoed the suggestion. People like C7 and Zhong Yi have all received offers in advance. If we invite them now, we won't be able to arrange their schedules. Shui said, why don't we invite Sister Yi and my family? We can get engaged while we work. Everyone? Chapter 908. You're indeed Shui's dog. Other people would at most travel on public funds or take paid sh*t, but you're doing both at the same time. Amazing! While everyone was complaining in their hearts, they heard Xiangyi's gentle and clean voice. Okay. Li Jianyu was overjoyed. Okay, I'll make the arrangements right away. Yuan Qing was also instantly energized. Leave the decorations of the engagement venue and the guests to me. I'll make sure everything is arranged properly for you. Oh, thank you. The girl was a little embarrassed and whispered, I'll call my brother and the others tomorrow. Everyone thought, I'm the clown? When will the country get a girlfriend like Sister Yi? However, at the thought that the last episode would be the ending of Two Under One Roof, and the engagement of Shui and Xiangyi, everyone was full of enthusiasm. The planner, scriptwriter, and the others were all present. With the brainstorming of the other staff members, they really came up with many wonderful plans. Everyone was in the midst of a heated discussion, unaware that a certain best actor had already taken the little bunny back to his nest. At 2 o'clock in the morning, the little bunny was carried out of the bathroom by a certain best actor. Shui gently placed the girl on the bed. As soon as Xiangyi touched the bed, she trembled subconsciously, causing the man to chuckle. Xiangyi was embarrassed and covered her head with the quilt. Don't cover yourself so tightly. Shui raised his hand and pulled the quilt down a little, revealing half of the girl's face. Xiangyi's voice was as soft as cotton candy. I'm sleepy. Go to sleep. Xiangyi asked seriously, what's the meaning of the word sleep? Shui didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Noun. The girl heaved a sigh of relief and sat up with the quilt in her arms. She leaned against the soft and fluffy pillow at the head of the bed and asked, have you really thought about what the little white tiger said? Yes. Shui lifted the quilt and lay beside her. The little girl rested her forehead on his shoulder. First, it's not trustworthy. Second, it's unnecessary. Third, he paused and said in a low voice, I've never wanted anything. I've only been greedy once, and that's enough. To be able to stay by Xiangyi's side for a long time was his greatest greed. Xiangyi hugged him and rubbed against his collarbone like a cat. The room was quiet for a while before the young lady spoke in a gentle voice. I'm very touched, but I don't want you to feel burdened because of me. If one day, if you regret it, just tell me. I'll respect all your choices. Just like how Shui had never asked for anything else, she had always been the same. Being liked was a blissful thing, but not being liked was no big deal. It was just that he would feel sad. After being sad for a long time, she got used to it. Chasing me away? Shui noticed the change in the girl's mood and deliberately teased her. Sorry, I'm thick-skinned and I don't mind being a rogue. Xiangyi said, I'm serious, huh? Didn't you say that you wanted to sleep? Shui raised his eyebrows. The best way to stop her from letting her imagination run wild was to make her lose the energy to let her imagination run wild. In the kitty villa, Xiao Naofu was lying alone on its large hammock, playing with its tail out of boredom. Humph, damned fat cat. Hearing the childish voice of a child, Xiao Naofu's eyes widened as he vigilantly looked around. Whoosh, the illusion reappeared. The little white tiger floated in the air and sized up Xiao Naofu in disdain. Change your name, or I'll stop little Shiji from getting reincarnated. Chapter 909. Xiao Now Fu meowed habitually, but as soon as it opened its mouth, it discovered, I can speak now. Little White Tiger looked down at it condescendingly. Not only are you fat, but you're also stupid. Atrocious. I'm not fat. That stupid woman said that all big tigers are as strong as me. Little White Tiger rolled its eyes. I'm the big tiger. You're just a stray cat. The word stray cat deeply hurt Xiao Naofu's nerves. It pursed its lips, turned over, and ignored Little White Tiger. Hey. Little White Tiger changed its angle and called out, Stupid fat cat, change your name, do you hear me? It tried to read Xiao Naofu's thoughts, only to realize that Xiao Naofu's thoughts were too simple. Boo-hoo-hoo, it's so annoying. Why does its fur look smoother than mine? Am I not the most handsome tiger in the world? Little White Tiger was speechless. Ever since he took charge of the Fast Crossing program, he had dealt with too many scheming, insidious and cunning people. He had seen countless forms of creatures show their despicable nature, but when he suddenly encountered a silly creature like Xiao Naofu, he quite liked it. Little White Tiger coughed. Hey, stupid fat. Xiao Naofu, do you want to know where little Shiji is? Xiao Naofu's ears twitched and pricked up. Little White Tiger knew that cats' hearing was dozens of times better than humans. Besides, they were in its illusion, so Xiao Naofu could definitely hear it. Here, let me show you. It conjured a screen that resembled a television. I'm not looking, I don't care if it can be reincarnated or not. Xiao Naofu deliberately covered its eyes with its meaty paws, but it quietly opened a gap. In the picture, a majestic lion was tearing at a magical beast opposite it. Little White Tiger took out a carrot from somewhere and explained while chewing on it. This is its original body. Actually, it's quite powerful and can be considered a semi-mythical beast. It's quite ironic that it was tortured to death by a human who had signed a contract with it. It had accumulated enough points and could be reincarnated as a cat or a dog. However, it wanted to reincarnate as a human and raise you, so it requested to quickly transmigrate to another world to accumulate more points. I really don't understand. He was clearly hurt by the creature he was protecting, so why would he protect another creature? Seeing Xiao Naofu's current appearance, its voice suddenly stopped. The little kitten's icy blue eyes were filled with tears, as if they would fall at any moment. The mind-reading skill was activated, and Little White Tiger could feel all of Xiao Naofu's sadness. It was real pure, and not mixed with any other sadness. Its ears instantly drooped down. Xiao Naofu sobbed. Humph, this hoo-hoo doesn't care about it. I don't care what it does. It has nothing to do with me even if it dies. Before he could finish his sentence, the lion on the screen was clawed by the magical beast on the opposite side, and a few bone-deep wounds appeared on its face. Xiao Naofu wailed even harder. Little White Tiger felt a headache coming on. Although it was omnipotent, it didn't know how to coax people. Not to mention coaxing a cat. Seeing Xiao Naofu curled into a ball and crying, its tears dripping onto its meaty paws, its heart melted into a mess. Forget it, it's just the same name. What bad intentions could such a cute kitten have? Chapter 910. Hence, Little White Tiger scratched a few times in the air, and the lion on the screen instantly dealt with the magical beast on the opposite side as if it had been helped by God. Little White Tiger said proudly, You're welcome, I just helped it cheat. In a certain Western fantasy plane, little Shiji was confused. Why did I suddenly become stronger? Little did it know that it didn't have to spend money at all. It had become a cheat just by relying on a few drops of Xiao Naofu's tears. Xiao Naofu stared blankly at this scene. After a few seconds, it finally reacted and looked away fiercely. I don't care if it's all right or not, let alone if you're powerful. However, its thoughts had already been read by the Little White Tiger. Ah, that's great, little Shiji. How can this tiger not only be more handsome than me, but it's also much more impressive than me? Invisible flattery was the most pleasing to the tiger. Little White Tiger wagged its tail in an arc in the air, so fast that it almost left after images. On the account that you don't know anything, I won't hold it against you for having the same name as me. Xiao Naofu tilted its head and asked, Are you also called Xiao Naofu? Who gave you that name? Your master? It's the woman my master likes, A very annoying rabbit spirit. Little White Tiger looked a little lonely, and the carrot in its hand was no longer fragrant. She may be a little annoying, but I still miss her. No one tastes better than the carrots she grows. No, wake up. Master died because of her. At the thought of this, Little White Tiger threw the carrot away angrily. Let me tell you, women are the most terrifying creatures in the infinite universe. You must stay away from women. Including that stupid woman inside. She's the one who dragged our Lord Shui down. Xiao Naofu knew that it was the main system and had always been very cowardly. However, it suddenly stood up and roared at Little White Tiger. Shut up. I'm the only one who can call her a stupid woman. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. Little White Tiger was dumbfounded. Ah, this distant and long-lost feeling. How long has it been since someone dared to treat me like this? Little fatty, you've successfully attracted my attention. You damned little kitty. Do you know what you're saying? Little White Tiger said arrogantly, the one in front of you is the divine White Tiger, the servant of Lord God, the protector of the universe's order, the guardian of the transmigration system, the good friend of the rabbit spirit. Before it could say the word friend, it swallowed it back down. Damn it! It was all that woman's fault. She could have just thought of the first few lines. Why did she have to add the last line? Even after so many years, it was still unable to get rid of this habit. Xiao Naofu took 2 steps back, but it retreated too quickly. Its soft and chubby body lost its balance and sat down with a thud. Its eyes were blank and innocent, and it looked weak, helpless and pitiful. All of a sudden, it struck the Little White Tiger's heart. It was such a cute kitten. Why couldn't she forgive it? Wasn't it just yelling at it? All of the creatures that had done this had been struck by divine lightning and burned by divine flames. However, Little White Tiger only gave Xiao Naofu's head a hard rub and left a harsh remark. If you dare to yell at me again, I'll rub you until you're bald. Xiao Naofu? Ah, it's really a kind and forgiving tiger. Naturally, this thought was read by the Little White Tiger. Before it left, it gave Xiao Naofu a bunch of hacks and didn't forget to pick up the carrot. Chapter 9:11. Xiao Naofu tilted its little head, still unaware of what had happened. The next day, when Xiangyi woke up, she was empty beside her, but there was a furry and warm kitten in her arms. Morning, stupid woman. Morning. Xiangyi responded tiredly. Suddenly, she realized that something was wrong and stared at Xiao Naofu. You. How did you know how to talk? The kitten's voice was soft and coquettish. After that White Tiger came to find me yesterday, this tiger suddenly learned how to talk. Main system? Xiangyi thought for a while. Maybe it's compensation for you? Probably. Xiao Naofu rubbed against the cloud-like softness and said coquettishly, Stupid woman, this tiger is hungry. I want to eat shrimp, fish, and pumpkin-covered rice. Xiangyi smiled and pinched the back of its neck. What did you call me? Xiao Naofu. Oh no. I accidentally said what's on my mind. The soft and white kitten instantly cowered. This tiger, I didn't call you a stupid woman. Pfft. Xiangyi had a hard time holding back her laughter, but her expression was deliberately cold. Lying kitten, you won't get to eat. Xiao Naofu looked at its paws and didn't dare to look at her. I know I was wrong. Xiangyi couldn't hold back and kissed it on the forehead. Why is our little Naofu so cute? Xiangyi went to the kitchen to make cat food. Xiao Naofu saw butterflies outside through the floor-to-ceiling windows and ran out to play with them. When the staff passing by saw it, they couldn't take their eyes off it. Oh my god, why is Xiao Naofu so cute? Yeah, its looks are simply amazing. Don't you think that Xiao Naofu fits all the beautiful images humans have of cats? Unknowingly, a large group of people surrounded it, taking photos and feeding it. After catching the butterflies, Xiao Naofu turned around and saw so many people. It let out a cold and proud meow. Screams erupted from the crowd. Ah, it's meowing, it's meowing. Why is this kitten's meowing sound so nice? Xiao Naofu? What's wrong with these humans? What it didn't know was that its ability to speak human language, perfect appearance, and heavenly voice were just the tip of the iceberg of the many cheats that the Little White Tiger had given it. On Weibo, the official Weibo account of Two Under One Roof posted a good morning greeting with a picture of a 9-grid grid. Shui and Xiangyi each had one photo, and the other 7 were all Xiao Naofus. At first, some netizens complained, "Come on, we want to see Shirsui's sister E, not some random cat, okay?" But when everyone clicked on the photo, everyone was stunned. Everyone's pupils trembled. Everyone acted out the famous philosopher's law. How fragrant! What kind of adorable kitten is this? Ax, debut as a C. You must take the flowery path. Are the kitten's eyes sapphire? I can't believe a cat is so handsome. In the blink of an eye, this Weibo post was liked tens of thousands of times, and Xiao Naofu's photo was widely circulated. In just one morning, a super hot topic about Xiao Naofu, a fan club, and a fan support website were all set up. Its popularity made countless celebrities sad and shed tears. Humans are inferior to cats. That was not the end of it. Many directors directly contacted Si Chuanbai. Forget it if your artist doesn't want to act anymore. Why don't you let your cat come out and work? The price is negotiable. Si Chuanbai. Chapter 9:12. Is Shui a has-been? She is, right? She used to look for me for collaborations, but why is it Xiao Naofu now? Here, look at the trending searches. Anan handed his phone to him. Si Chuanbai skimmed through it and finally understood what was going on. To put it simply, Xiao Naofu was on fire. And it was exploding in popularity. 2 under one roof, specially set up an account dedicated to sharing Xiao Naofu's daily life. In just one day, the number of fans quickly exceeded 5 million. And the number was still increasing. As soon as a photo or video of Xiao Naofu was uploaded, it would definitely dominate the trending searches. Hence, in the following period of time, in addition to watching the warm daily lives of Shui and Xiangyi, the netizens' favorite hobby was to watch various videos of Xiao Naofu. A few days later, Xiao Naofu's account had more than 10 million fans on Weibo, and there were also many fans on the short video platform. Its popularity was also extremely high overseas. In particular, the video of Xiangyi and Xiao Naofu appearing on camera at the same time was loved by netizens all over the world. While the netizens were laughing and joking as usual, they saw an update on the official Weibo of 2 under one roof. 2 under one roof v. 2 months ago, Xiangyi Shui met everyone through the medium of live stream. 2 months later, we ushered in the last live stream. It's goodbye, but it's also not. Starting from 9 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, we will live stream the entire day to bid everyone a proper farewell. As soon as this Weibo post was posted, some netizens thought it was a joke. Ha ha ha, did your account get hacked? How can such a popular variety show end? Isn't it good to make money? It's actually been 2 months? I feel like we just started watching Little Cut yesterday. However, as time passed, no staff came out to clarify. Instead, Shui, Xiangyi, Li Jianyu, and the others all reposted this Weibo post. Shui v. It's a pleasure to meet you again in this lifetime. Xiangyi v. It's good to be cherished in this lifetime. Li Jianyu v. I'm very happy to be able to produce such a variety show. I'm very happy that everyone affectionately calls it Little Trashy. I'm very happy that so many people like Shui and Xiangyi, but all good things must come to an end. Thank you for your continued support. We won't say goodbye. The netizens were dumbfounded. Then, the entire internet exploded. Subconsciously, everyone knew that there would be a day when the story would end, but when that day came, they were not willing to believe it. Huh. No way, right? Together in the end? No. You can also reduce your live stream time in the future. Can you live stream 1 day a week or half a month? I won't be able to see Shengdi's sister E and Xiao Naofu anymore. Storm is crying. Please continue the live broadcast. Hot searches on Weibo, hot posts on forums, video analysis. There were discussions about the upcoming end of 2 under one roof everywhere. However, no matter how unwilling everyone was to accept it, this day still came. At 8:50 p.m., the live broadcast room was still dark, but the number of people watching online had easily exceeded 10 million. In fact, since last night, there were already loyal fans hanging up in the live broadcast room. The discussion forum was as lively as ever. Some were sad, some were skeptical, and some were praying. At 8:59 a.m., time ticked by. When the needle pointed to 9 a.m., the live broadcast room lit up. The first thing that caught everyone's attention was the staff on site. Li Jianyu stood in the middle of the crowd and said with a smile, "Welcome to the last episode of Two Under One Roof!" Chapter 9:13. As soon as he spoke, the eyes of many people in front of the screen turned red. Li Jianyu was considered the most easygoing variety director. When the netizens teased him, he would just chuckle and never mind. Dang, dang, dang. This is our main team. Everyone has worked hard for the past 2 months. If it were any other team, they would probably reply, "It's not hard at all. It's our pleasure," or "Director, you've worked hard too." However, the staff of Two Under One Roof replied, "Yeah, we've worked hard. Can we take paid leave? So, Director, when will we get paid? Our children are starving for the rest of the month." After the live stream, will we still be able to eat Sister Yi's cooking in the future? Director, after the show, can you call me Daddy? I've been hiding it from you for a long time. Actually, I'm your daddy fan. Li Jianyu was speechless. The netizens burst into laughter. It's still a familiar scene. Usually, Li Jianyu would often be criticized by the cameraman, the lighting engineer, and Ruan Qing. It was a great hobby of the audience to watch him get criticized. Okay, let's cut to the chase. Li Jianyu gestured. Come on, pull up the banner. Thus, the audience saw the staff pull up a bright red festive banner. Let's celebrate the successful completion of Small Piece. The netizens couldn't help but complain. What the hell is this banner? They call themselves Small Piece. This must be the most self-deprecating program in history. Ha 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 ha. Director, that's enough. I'm laughing so hard before I can cry. As Li Jianyu announced, let's begin the main show. Let's welcome the guests. Everyone's attention followed the direction of the camera. From the lush courtyard to the gate of the manor, it was a familiar scene that everyone had seen countless times in the past 2 months. A dark-colored business car happened to stop at the gate. A young esports god got out of the car and habitually pressed his black cap down. Sensing that the camera was filming him, he raised his head and nodded slightly as a form of greeting. The audience in the live stream began to scream. It turned out to be the esports god Smog. Big brother. The familiar gentle voice was mixed with a little girl's soft and coquettish voice. He saw Xiangyi trotting over in her slippers. Her pea-green skirt swayed in a beautiful arc. When Xiangyu saw her, the corners of his pursed lips curled up, but when the distance between them closed, he put on the airs of an older brother. Run slower if your legs are short. Xiangyi smiled. But I want to see my brother as soon as possible. Xiangyu. Give me a shout next time. I have long legs, so it'll be faster if I run to see you. The interaction between the brother and sister caused the bullet screen to say, "The country owes me a brother." While the two of them were talking, a flashy blue sports car came from behind. With a drift, Xiang Qi, who was in the convertible seat, took off his trendy sunglasses and whistled. "Third brother." Xiangyi waved at him. Xiang Qi smiled devilishly. "What you're wearing today looks pretty good." Every stitch and line of the dress the girl was wearing was personally sewn by him. Of course, he didn't forget to shake the pincushion rabbit on his car keys and show off to Xiangyu. "This is the little rabbit my sister gave me. I have it but you don't, Xiangyu." He looked at Xiangyi faintly. "Sister, why don't I have it?" Chapter 9:14. Xiang Qi said smugly, "That must be because my sister's favorite brother is me." The girl said weakly, "I didn't have time to hook all of them. I only hooked 2. Last time, third brother snatched one away." Xiangyu gritted his teeth in displeasure. The next second, a pair of pale and slender hands silently appeared behind Xiang Qi and casually took away the bunny in his hand. "Hey, why does this bunny look like it was given to me by my sister?" The camera panned as everyone's eyes fell on the thin but tall Xiang Li. The man was wearing a simple white shirt and black trousers. His hair was soft, and he wore a pair of silver-rimmed glasses. He looked gentle, elegant, knowledgeable, and calm. However, the smile at the corner of his mouth revealed the childish side of a man. Xiang Qi was so angry that he stomped his feet. "My sister gave it to me." "It's mine now," Xiang Li said calmly. Xiang Qi wanted to snatch it back, but Xiang Li looked weak and powerless. In fact, he could easily defeat him in martial arts. The two exchanged a few blows. Xiang Qi's carefully styled hairstyle was messed up, but Xiang Li's breathing rate didn't even increase. Some people saw that his hand injury had healed and were excited. Sister Yi's medical skills are amazing. Ha ha ha, bullying your brother as soon as his hand injury is healed. Dr. Li is at most 5.5 years old. Dr. Xiang's hand is finally healed. He's a scientist on the level of a national treasure. You must protect him well in the future. As the older brother, how can you bully your younger brother? Xiang Qi complained. Xiang Li's expression was indifferent as he pushed his glasses up. Aren't younger brothers meant to be bullied by older brothers? Ah! Xiang Qi, who couldn't win in a fight or an argument, flew into a rage. Xiang Li smiled faintly like a spring breeze. However, a moment later, his smile also froze on his face. The felt bunny in his hand was snatched away by a pair of large hands. A low and clear voice sounded in everyone's ears. Little Rabbit hooked up with Little Rabbit? Netizens. Ha 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 ha, Lawyer Xiang forbids nesting dolls. Li Jianyu, who was enjoying the show, added fuel to the fire behind the camera. Yes, it was Sister Yi who seduced him. Sangchen, who was dressed in a formal suit and tie, raised his eyebrows and calmly said, Mine. Xiang Li? With the great demon king here, even if his hand injury had healed, he still wouldn't dare to act recklessly. Therefore, Xiang Li could only watch helplessly as his big brother stuffed the rabbit into his suit pocket without batting an eyelid. Xiang Qi, however, let out a gloating laugh. Ha 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 ha. Who will be spared by the heavens? Xiang Yu suddenly felt a sense of balance. He even comforted himself, since I'm going to lose it sooner or later, it's better to never have it. The live stream was also filled with laughter. I can watch this family interaction for a year. As expected of the man at the top of the food chain. Dr. Xiang's expression is so similar to this emoji pack. Happiness gone. JPG. Sangchen put away the felt bunny and looked around. What's the matter? Do you have a problem with that? Xiang Li and the others shook their heads. The Xiang family's motto was, in life, follow your heart when you should, Xiang Yi said softly. Later, I'll hook you guys up. At this moment, Shi Sui walked over with Xiao Naofu in her arms. The man turned his wrist nonchalantly, and the felt bunny made into a bracelet around his wrist bone instantly attracted the attention of the Xiang brothers. Hello, brothers, huh? Do you still want to snatch the bunny? Sorry, Sister Yi was the first to give it to me. Everyone! Chapter 9:15. The netizens in the live stream were all laughing their heads off. Ah, the fragrance of green tea. Welcome to Sui Sui's tea art lesson. Shi Sui. Have you learned a little trick that deserves a beating every day? I can't take it anymore, I'm laughing so hard. Longjing boy Sui Sui, I love him. Invisible smoke filled the air. Seeing that the battle to beat up Shi Sui was about to break out, Xiang Yi made a prompt decision. I'll hook it. I'll hook it now. One for each of us. Thus, the live stream viewers witnessed the family return to the living room. Xiang Yi then took out her tools, lowered her head, and obediently used a needle to hook the bunnies. Xiang Yi was nimble and deft, and with the guidance of a master craftsman like Xiang Qi, she could hook a bunny in a few minutes after mastering the trick. However, when it came to distributing the bunnies, an accident happened again. Xiang Yi. One for each of us. She handed them out one by one, only to hear her third brother, Xiang Qi, threaten her fourth brother, Xiang Yu. Give me yours. Xiang Yu? The young esports god sneered. Why should I? Xiang Qi flashed his fist. Xiang Yu turned his head and complained. Second brother, look at him. He's bullying us. Then both of their bunnies were snatched away by Xiang Li with a grin on his face. Xiang Yi. The netizens. Have I seen this episode before? Is this a familiar scene? I suddenly have a bad feeling. Sure enough, the two bunnies that Xiang Li snatched had barely warmed up when he met the gaze of the great devil, Sangchen. He confirmed with his gaze. Sangchen said indifferently, Give it to me. Xiang Li braced himself. Big brother, I'm not a child anymore, you can't just take them away like that. Sangchen raised his eyebrows. He never liked to talk nonsense. He took off his suit jacket, slowly unbuttoned his cufflinks, and rolled up his shirt, revealing his muscular and beautiful forearm. Xiang Yi wanted to stop the fight, but Shi Sui grabbed her by the collar and pulled her aside. The girl looked at him in confusion. Shi Sui whispered, Do you want to know how to solve it? Xiangyi asked curiously. Kiss me and I'll tell you. Xiangyi's ears turned red. Is it here? The audience who heard the conversation between the two revealed motherly smiles. Dear. Give me a kiss. Stick out your tongue. Continue playing the paid content. Come on, let's go to school together. Untimely has been locked. Seeing that the eldest brother was really going to beat the second brother, Xiangyi panicked. She stood on tiptoe and kissed the man on the chin. It was a very light and short kiss, but it made many students scream. The girl's deer-like eyes were full of anticipation. Although she was a little shy, she still asked, "How do we solve it?" Sui's thin lips curled up slightly as he waved his phone at Xiangyi. He dialed Xiangfeng's number. I'm already at the door. Why are you still calling? I'm hanging up. After Xiangfeng finished speaking, he swiped his fingerprint and entered the living room. Seeing the tense atmosphere, he was a typical bystander who didn't mind if things got out of hand. He said with a grin, I'm sorry. Fight. Fight, fight. When your grandpa comes later, he'll definitely beat you up one by one. Xiangfeng waved at Xiangyi. Little Xiangyi, come here, let's watch the show together. I bought melon seeds, peanuts, and your favorite ice grape cheese and spicy duck neck. Everyone looked at him in unison. Xiangfeng's expression changed drastically. Oh no! I let it slip. Chapter 9:16. Xiangyi frantically gestured at him, but unfortunately, it was too late. Xiangyu frowned. Don't you know that Tutu's period is coming up? Xiangfeng wanted to slap himself in the face as he forcefully corrected himself. I didn't buy it for Xiangyi. I bought it for myself. I just wanted her to have a taste. Xiangqi said fiercely. You gave her a taste of something cold? Spicy? Is there such an unreliable uncle like you? It should be fine to have a taste. Right? Xiangfeng said guiltily. In response, Xiangli gave him a kind smile. Uncle, are you sure? Xiangfeng's heart. Sob, sob, sob. Was his mouth blessed? Why did he expose himself as soon as he opened his mouth? He smiled. Then I'll eat and she'll watch. The Demon King, who had been silent all this time, said, Torture the little rabbit? Ha! Xiangfeng at #%*. It turned out that whatever he said was wrong. Hand over all the junk food. Sangchen reached out his hand. Not far away, Xiangyi pouted, looking extremely pitiful. She loved to cook, but she also loved to eat the junk food outside. Couldn't she have such a simple joy? Sui's low chuckle entered her ears. How is it? Problem solved, right? Xiangyi felt as if the moon had been lifted from the clouds. She was suddenly enlightened. It was true. As soon as little uncle opened his mouth, he instantly attracted the attention of everyone present. The brothers had already thrown the matter of fighting over the little rabbit to the back of their minds. The netizens thought, there doesn't seem to be a problem? I feel like Shuringdi is a bit of a dog. The self-confidence point in front, take it away a little. Ha ha ha, little uncle would be the strongest MT in the game. His ability to pull aggro is maxed out. In the end, all the junk food was distributed to the staff. Li Jianyu didn't stand on ceremony either. Relying on his privilege as a director, he swung his legs and ate heartily. Xiangyi watched him take a sip of the duck neck and drink, her voice soft. Is it good? Li Jianyu laughed maniacally. Ha ha ha, delicious. Very delicious. Xiangyi. Then you should eat more. The little girl's lonely figure went to the courtyard to play ball with Xiao Naofu. Swish swish. The sound of footsteps came from behind, followed by the appearance of a sneaky figure. Xiangyi subconsciously picked up the broom beside her, but then she heard a familiar voice. Little Xiangyi. It's me. Little uncle, why don't you use the door or the window? Xiangfeng chuckled and pulled out a thermos flask from behind him as if he was performing a magic trick, along with a few packs of duck necks. Hee hee, I even secretly hid one for you. Xiangyi. Little uncle, you're so nice. Good girl, hurry up and eat. Otherwise, I'll be finished if they find out. Xiangfeng said as he unscrewed the lid of the thermos and stuffed it into Xiangyi's hands. He then tore off the packaging of the duck neck. Xiangyi had just taken a sip of ice grape cheese, and she was so happy that her eyes narrowed. This is great. Little did they know that everyone in the live stream was spamming, Danger alert ahead. In the next second, Xiang Yin's roar sounded from afar. Little brat. What are you giving Tutu? Xiang Feng's hand trembled, and the packaging was torn apart. The duck neck fell to the ground and rolled to Xiang Yin's feet. He opened his mouth with a look of despair in his eyes. There's no point in spouting nonsense now. Xiang Yin wished he could hit him with his walking stick. Can a girl eat spicy food before she's having her period? Xiang Feng asked in a panicked tone, Little Xiangyi, where are the trees? Where's the tallest tree? Chapter 9:17. Xiangyi was speechless. Netizens. Ha 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 ha. I knew it. Uncle won't let us down. I'm dying of laughter. Xiang Fengfeng's mouth is definitely blessed. What the heck? Mr. Xiang really knows how to climb trees? Oh my god. Is he the reincarnation of Wukong? It's such a tall tree and he's wearing leather shoes. Yet he managed to climb it in minutes. The scene was chaotic. Xiang Feng quickly climbed up the tree while Xiang Yin lectured him under the tree. Xiangyi explained feebly that she wanted to eat junk food, so Xiang Feng bought it for her. Xiang Yin hollered at Xiang Feng, who was on the tree. Tutu wants to eat junk food, so why did you buy it for her? You're already in your 30s. Can't you save her some trouble? Xiang Feng sobbed. I've been wronged. Xiang Yin turned to look at Xiangyi and said, Tutu, don't be afraid. I'm only scolding that jerk. I'm not scolding Tutu at all. In the live stream, Xiang Feng is a double standard online. Grandpa is a double standard online. Xiang Feng is so pitiful. Ha ha ha, but why do I feel like laughing so much? Xiangyi still wanted to explain, but she was pulled into the living room by Madame Xiang. Xiang Feng, on the other hand, was lectured by Xiang Yin for half an hour. He had to look up at the sky at a 45-degree angle without crying. Why am I always the one who gets hurt? After the Xiang family arrived, Xiangyi went to the kitchen to prepare lunch. The netizens thought that she would cook a sumptuous banquet today, but to their surprise, it turned out to be very ordinary. Home-cooked dishes. Stir-fried shrimps with cucumber, winter melon and pork rib soup, scrambled eggs with tomatoes, boiled vegetables. Shui helped out and the two of them had a tacit understanding of each other. The kitchen door wasn't closed, and Madame Xiang looked at the warm and harmonious scene in the kitchen with a look of relief in her eyes. Madame Xiang, in particular, liked Shui more and more. She recalled the conversation that Shui had with them in the study of the old residence. Xiangyi did not know about that conversation. Shui, who had been meticulous in everything she did since she was a child and had impeccable etiquette and social skills, had taken out a stack of documents like a rash young man that day. All of his real estate, insurance, savings, and collections were under Xiangyi's name. Xiang Yin humphed coldly and said, We don't care about that. Our family's little rabbit is doted on by our family. Shui was silent for a long time. The man looked sincere and gentle. I've schemed for 27 years, but after meeting her, I don't want to scheme anymore. Xiang Yin was instantly at a loss for words. I may not be able to give you much, but it's all I have. I won't restrain my mother like my father did. I'll give her complete freedom. Like you too, I hope that Tutu can live a free, bright, lively, and unrestrained life in the future. The memories were still vivid in his mind. Madame Xiang covered her mouth and chuckled, her eyes filled with joy. Little Rabbit has chosen the person she likes, and the other party is also firmly in love with her. Great. At this moment, Xiao Naofu appeared at Xiang Yin's feet and looked at the unfamiliar and ferocious old man curiously. Xiang Yin exclaimed, Get it away! What's the point of raising these cats and dogs? They have so many germs on them. Xiang Yin didn't like cats, which was also the reason why Xiangyi didn't bring Xiao Naofu back to the old residence. Xiao Naofu looked at Xiang Yin with its icy blue eyes and tilted its head slightly, feeling both innocent and hurt. Meow. Xiang Yin was speechless. How can there be such an adorable kitten in this world? Chapter 9:18. Xiangyu was about to carry Xiao Naofu away when he heard his grandfather coughing softly. I don't think it's very dirty, Xiangyu explained. Xiao Naofu is very clean. It bathes regularly to remove insects and trim its nails. It also licks its fur every day. Xiang Yin said with an amiable gaze. Is that so? Come on, let Grandpa hug it. Xiangyu thought, He's already so old, it's not appropriate for him to hug Grandpa. After going through an internal struggle that no one knew about, he extended his arm towards Xiang Yin. Xiang Yin was confused. Xiang Yu was confused. After a few seconds of silence, Xiang Yin asked, "What are you doing?" "I want to hug Xiao Naofu." Xiang Yu was dumbfounded. The esports guru retracted his hand awkwardly, wishing he could dig a hole and bury himself in it. Xiao Naofu's eyes lit up and it took lazy and adorable steps before jumping onto Xiang Yin's lap. It then lay down obediently with its chubby little face raised and said in a childish voice, "I'm so happy." Meow meow meow. With the cheat code that little white tiger gave it, it naturally could speak. However, it was afraid of scaring ordinary humans, so it meowed like a cat every day. It was like a dazzling and adorable light wave that hit Xiang Yin's heart. Xiang Yin rubbed the back of Xiao Naofu's neck, only to find that it felt incredibly good. Why is it so warm, adorable, and chubby? Xiang Feng climbed down the tree dejectedly and sneaked into the living room, only to see such a scene of Grandpa Xiang and Xiao Naofu. "Be good, Xiao Naofu, I'm Grandpa." Meow. "Xiao Naofu, do you want a toy? Grandpa will buy it for you. Grandpa has money." Meow meow. "Xiao Naofu, you're almost 6 months old, it's time for you to have a wife. Do you think Grandpa should buy you a wife or find you a child bride?" Meow meow meow. The little kitten snuggled up in Xiang Yin's arms and let him stroke her belly. She was so comfortable that she kept snoring. Xiang Feng was speechless. "Who's your biological son? Is my status in the family lower than Xiao Naofu's now?" It was fine if Xiang Feng didn't come in, but after he did, the contrast between him and Xiao Naofu instantly made everyone laugh. It's another day of laughter. Xiang Yi's grandfather, remove it. Xiang Yi's grandfather, Grandpa, let me hug you. Sure enough, no one can escape the law of fragrance. Dog head, dog head. Help, Xiang Feng's thunderstruck expression is too funny. I think he wants to transmigrate into Xiao Naofu's body. Time to eat. When Xiang Yi's voice rang out, everyone in the living room began to clear the table and serve the dishes and chopsticks. The audience in front of the screen also spontaneously took out their own lunches. Dry rice man, dry rice soul, dry rice man spirit, dry rice man spirit. Even if it was the last episode, he still had to finish watching it. Cough, finish watching it. Even if it was a home-cooked dish, Xiang Yi made it look, smell, and taste good. The color combination and the plate presentation were very appetizing. Xiang Qi took out his bowl as usual, but Xiang Yu was not to be outdone. He took out a bowl that was even bigger than his. At first glance, Xiang Li and Sangchen appeared to be much more reserved. However, upon closer inspection, one of them carried a small pot while the other prepared a large basin. It was really hard to eat. The camera panned and landed in front of Xiang Yin and Madame Xiang, who were both carrying ordinary bowls and chopsticks. The netizens heaved a sigh of relief, but they heard Xiang Yin say, "Old woman, did you bring the takeout box? Remember to ask Bunny to make another serving for us to bring back later." The netizens were dumbfounded. Is this the legendary saying that the older the ginger, the spicier it is? Chapter 919. The live stream was immediately filled with laughter and chatter. Xiang Yi's grandfather, you're such a thumbs up. This family is so fun. They brought their own pots and pans. Xiang Yi's grandfather is the best. He even prepared takeout boxes. I'm so envious of Sister E. Did she reincarnate as a VIP? At this moment, the cameraman took a close-up shot of the dishes on the table. The scrambled eggs with tomatoes were bright in color, the stir-fried shrimps with cucumber were refreshing and appetizing, the pork rib soup with wintermelon was rich in nutrients, and the rice grains were clearly steamed. There was little salt, oil, and spicy food on the table, which looked extremely nourishing. Some netizens complained, how can it be delicious when it's so bland? In the next second, Xiang Yi's grandfather picked up his chopsticks. It was as if an impassioned horn had been blown, and the battle had begun. Perhaps because Xiang Yi's grandparents were around, everyone seemed a little reserved while eating. However, everyone was relaxed and comfortable, and they seemed to be enjoying themselves too. It felt delicious. At the dining table, everyone would bicker from time to time and bully each other. The scene was harmonious and heartwarming. In the live stream, I'm sorry, I've slapped myself in the face. I've already finished 3 bowls of rice while watching the live stream. The feeling of having a meal together as a family is so wonderful. I'm tearing up. I miss home so much. Shui has really blended in so naturally. He seems to be more like his biological son than Xiang Yi. Ha ha ha. Madame Xiang even took the initiative to put food in his bowl. Even Xiang Yi's grandfather, who is such a proud person, told him to eat more. Just as the viewers of the live stream said, the Xiang family had truly accepted Shui. The interaction between him and Xiang Yi was filled with a lot of PDA. For example, Xiang Yi said, "I can't eat rice anymore." Shui naturally took her bowl and began eating, giving the netizens a great shock. Shui, do you still remember that you used to have a serious obsession with cleanliness? For example, Xiang Yi said, "I want to drink soup." Shui asked, "You don't want pork ribs, you only want winter melon? More soup and less vegetables?" Xiang Yi nodded. Shui scooped the soup into a bowl and placed it in front of Xiang Yi. "It's a little hot. Let it cool down before you drink it." And another example, Xiang Yi, "I need to wipe my mouth." Shui first wiped the corners of the little girl's mouth gently and carefully, then took out a tissue and put it on the tip of Xiang Yi's nose. Use more strength. Not only did he wipe his mouth, but he also wiped his nose. In the live stream, countless viewers were jealous. "I'm jealous, is this what being in love is like?" The untimely couple fans smiled like an ant. Today's candy was as sweet as ever. Suddenly, Shui's phone vibrated. He looked down at it. It was a video call from his mother, Wuxia. He calmly answered the call, not hiding from the camera. "Hello, Madam Xu." Her tone was polite and distant. On the other end of the screen, Wuxia, who was wearing home clothes, was clearly stunned. She said angrily, "You're not even going to call me mom now? Do you still have any respect for me?" Shui, "Yeah, the weather is nice today." Wuxia became even angrier. However, no matter how she flared up and even attacked Shui personally, his reaction remained calm. On the contrary, the Xiang family couldn't stand it anymore. Madame Xiang said, "Xia, a grandson-in-law is equivalent to half a grandson. From now on, Shui will be my grandson. If you don't dote on him, I will." Xiang Yin was even more ruthless. There are some things that should be said and some that shouldn't be said. If there's something that shouldn't be said, just keep it to yourself. Do you still need an old man like me to teach you such simple logic? Chapter 9:20. Thank you. We will live happily ever after. Xiang Yi smiled. Do you have anything else to say? Wuxia felt that she was being unreasonable. Why didn't they care if their family didn't wish them well? Although I don't think it's appropriate to talk about your elders like this. I think you're really contradictory. You don't treat Shui as your son, but you ask Shui to treat you as his mother. You don't respect Shui at all, but you ask Shui to respect you. Since you hate him so much, why do you still ask him to care about you? Xiang Yi's words hit the nail on the head and hit Wuxia right on the head. The color drained from her face in an instant, as if her deepest secret had been exposed. The netizens suddenly understood. No wonder. They felt that something was wrong with Wuxia. So that was why. Sister Yi was right. Since she never treated Shui as her son, why did she act like a mother now? Who was she trying to disgust? Whether you wish him well or not, I thank you. Thank you for giving Shui life. Thank you for bringing him into this world, but please, stop torturing him. He has never done anything wrong. Wuxia only found it funny. I'm torturing him? Then do you know how I feel every time I see his annoying face on TV or on my phone? Why does he keep appearing in front of me? I want him to disappear. Disappear forever. Not only were the Xiang family angry, but the netizens were also furious, especially Shui's sister. Why did his biological mother treat him like this when he was as bright and unreachable as a star? Wuxia still wanted to say something, but Xiang Yi made a prompt decision and hung up on her, blacklisting her. After doing all this smoothly, Xiang Yi looked at Shui in embarrassment. Did I act on my own accord? After all, she's your mother. No, I should be the one thanking you, Xiang Yi, for helping me do something that I couldn't make up my mind to do. Shui rubbed her little head and said, I'm sorry to have affected everyone's mood. Madame Xiang pretended to be angry. What are you talking about? We're all family, so don't treat me like an outsider in the future. Xiang Yin's tone was fierce, but his words were heartwarming. The next time she contacts you, give me your phone. I'll stand up for you. Shi Sui's thin lips moved slightly and her long eyelashes drooped. He didn't know how to respond to this kind of pure concern from his family. Because he had never gotten it. The Shi family was not close to each other. Out of courtesy, he had informed his grandparents about his engagement with Xiangyi, but they were unwilling to show up and only sent some gifts from the butler. As for Xu Xia, he didn't mention it at all, so he didn't know where she heard the news from. Buzz buzz. Xiangyi's phone vibrated. She checked it and was stunned. Shi Sui, Uncle Shi, sent me an email. It's a video. Shi Sui said, go ahead. I'm fine. Xiangyi pursed her lips and clicked play. The image shook and it took a few seconds for it to stabilize. What entered everyone's eyes was a thin and pale face, but it did not lose the elegance of a scholar. Hello, Tutu, I'm Uncle Shi. When Shi Yuan smiled, his eyes resembled Shi Sui even more. I'm rarely sober now, and maybe even less in the future. So, I'm afraid that if I don't say some things now, I won't have the chance to say them again. Chapter 921. In fact, Xiangyi didn't have much of an impression of Shi Yuan. She only vaguely remembered that every time she went to his house during the Lunar New Year, he would smile gently and give out candy to each child. He would also give her an extra set and remind her to keep it in her pocket. Shi Yuan cleared his throat, seemingly wanting to continue, but he stopped himself with a helpless expression. I'm really getting old. He sighed and continued, I'll just say whatever comes to mind then. Tutu, don't mind me. I heard that you and Shi Sui are getting engaged. I'm very happy really. Shi Sui. I've let him down. I didn't fulfill my responsibility as a father. I haven't been in a good mental state all these years. When he needed help the most, I couldn't support him. Instead, he has to take care of me in addition to his career at such a young age. Shi Yuan's narration was very gentle, and there was no trace of paranoia in his tone. I'm very worried that my failed marriage with his mother will affect his view of love. Fortunately, he met you. You're a good child. In the future, I'll leave him in your care. In addition, I have some antiques and artworks in my collection that have all been transferred to your name. Tutu, it's just a small token of my appreciation. Shi Yuan seemed to be a little apologetic. This is all that I can give you. And him. The video came to an abrupt end. Xiangyi's eyelashes fluttered and she subconsciously looked at Shi Sui. Shi Sui was leaning back in his chair with a calm expression, but Xiangyi could sense that his emotions had fluctuated. Xiang Yin and Madame Xiang looked at each other and sighed. The match made in heaven back then had become an ill-fated relationship that had been entangled for many years. For a moment, they didn't know who was the one who had planted the karma. In the live stream, many people in the comments section were tearing up. I don't know why, but I just feel like crying. Ah, humans are indeed complicated creatures. Daddy sure isn't a good husband, but I feel like he's still a good father. Maybe it would have been better if Daddy Shi and Mommy Shi hadn't met. There are indeed many things in this world that can't be judged by absolute black and white, right and wrong. However, there were also netizens who keenly caught the main point. Everyone, you may cry, but don't forget the keyword that Daddy Shi and Mommy Shi mentioned. Engagement. Have some knowledge, my friends. Netizens, huh? The netizens, wow. After the proposal, he immediately got engaged. What kind of godly speed was this? Shi Yingdi and Sister E are getting engaged. F***CK. Zoom in and look at the layout of the living room. There are details everywhere. Ah, can I get a membership? Hurry up and play the engagement ceremony. When will the wedding ceremony be arranged? Don't stop me, I want to charge money. The comments section was filled with screams, and the number of online viewers kept increasing. Ever since overseas netizens learned that Two Under One Roof was streamed live every day, the number of online viewers doubled. Especially when they found out that today was the last episode, the traffic exploded. Since the start of the live stream in the morning, the number of viewers had exceeded 50 million. And it was still growing. 60 million, 70 million, 80 million. All over the world, Countless people were watching this live broadcast. Xiang Yin said, "We're all family, there's no need to stick to those complicated formalities. Let's just go through the simple process." Madame Xiang held Shui's hand and said with an amiable smile, "Like I said, Shui is my grandson. I'll represent your family, okay?" Chapter 922. Under everyone's gazes, Xiang Yin said, "We're all family, so there's no need to stick to those complicated formalities. Let's just go through the simple process. I'm here to hold today's engagement ceremony on behalf of Tutu's family." Madame Xiang held Shui's hand and said with an amiable smile, "I just said that Shui is my grandson, so I'll represent your family, okay?" Shui was stunned for a moment, but she then said in a hoarse voice, "Okay." Shui's sister burst into tears when she saw this scene. Sob, "Old Mrs. Xiang is so nice. What a gentle grandma. I'm reminded of my grandmother in heaven too. Thank God for letting Shui meet his luck after experiencing so many misfortunes." Xiang Yin said solemnly, "From today onwards, you two are fiancé-to-be. Marriage is not child's play, and your relationship needs to be managed by both of you. As your elders, we can only accompany you on this journey of life. In the future, the two of you will have to work hand in hand." Madame Xiang also said, "I've always felt that there's no such thing as love. When two people get together, they have to dote on and support each other. Some people have never met true love in their entire lives. The two of you are very lucky to have met each other and have chosen each other firmly. I hope that in the future, you can both remember the feelings you have for each other today. You want to be loyal, determined, and sincere to each other for the rest of your lives." Xiangyi's eyes reddened and she nodded vigorously. Shui's gaze was deep and sincere. "Xiangyi, I'll only have you for the rest of my life. There would never be anyone else other than her again." Even the demon king Sangchen and the scheming king Xiangli were slightly moved by such a touching scene. Xiang Qi and Xiang Yu were both easily moved to tears. Just as they were about to burst into tears, they heard sounds that ruined the atmosphere. The sounds could only be described as ghostly wails and unbearable to the ears. It could be said that a fierce man was shedding tears, and a brave warrior was crying bitterly. "Wah!" Xiang Feng's face was covered in tears, and he was completely immersed in the scene. He even leaned on Songchen's shoulder, his tears and snot smeared all over. Sangchen was speechless. "Little uncle, do you want to die? It's such a touching scene, yet you still want to bully me." Xiang Feng complained. "Little Chen Chen, can you be more humane?" Sangchen. He closed his eyes and suppressed the urge to beat his uncle up. It was a joyous occasion, so she had to make sure that it was auspicious. Xiang Yu, Xiang Qi, and Xiang Li presented the gifts they had prepared beforehand. They were all couple necklaces, couple outfits, and small ornaments. Even Xiang Chen pulled out a card from his pocket expressionlessly and pushed it in front of Shui. He said awkwardly, "Don't worry. What Tutu has you should have too." Shui couldn't help laughing. Then, "Thank you, big brother." Hearing the man's rippling tone, Songchen's face darkened slightly. "So what if you've become my brother-in-law? You're still asking for a beating." At the same time, in the live broadcast room, viewers from all over the world were connected through the two links of the internet and the live broadcast. Countless people sent their blessings to him. He. Untimely is real. Hey, Shui and Yichan must be happy. May God bless your love forever. I've been waiting for this day for so long. Every day, it's like watching a sweet idol drama. I hope that Shui and Sister Yi's idol drama will last forever. Shui, Sister Yi, happy engagement. Chapter 923. At this moment, countless netizens were trying their best to convey their feelings. Since Shui didn't receive their mother's blessing, they wanted to try their best to give her a blessing. It was as if that could make up for Shui's regrets. Shui and Xiangyi interlocked their fingers and looked at each other with smiles. There was a question and answer on the internet that received a lot of likes. The question was, what would happen when you meet the person you like? Hundreds of thousands of netizens liked the answer. As soon as I see her, a smile will appear on my ugly face. The netizens thought that Shui and Xiangyi were probably the best expressions of love. The engagement ceremony has come to an end. Xiang Yin cleared his throat and said awkwardly, "Eldest grandson," Shui answered in a warm voice. "Yes, grandpa." Xiang Yin humphed arrogantly and said, If anyone dares to bully our tutu in the future, I'll... He paused and seemed to have aged a few years in an instant. His hand that was holding the walking stick trembled slightly. Don't bully her. Our beloved bunny, how can we let her suffer? We agreed to let her be with you because we want her to be happy, not to let her experience the slightest bit of sadness. Shui straightened her back and said in a sincere tone, I will love her more than anything in this world, including his own life. Xiang choked with sobs, but he deliberately turned his face away and pretended that nothing had happened. However, he was still very upset. In the end, he couldn't help but lean on Madame Xiang's shoulder and burst into tears. My little bunny. Madame Xiang was a little helpless. She coaxed softly. Be good, Tutu is just getting engaged to Xiang. Don't cry, don't cry. Xiaofan and the brothers of the Xiang family almost dropped their jaws in shock. Xiang, who could scold 10 Xiaofans and beat 10 Xiaofans to tears with a single swing of his cane, was actually crying. Xiaofan, a person's name, was occasionally used as a unit of measurement in the Xiang family. Usage: Songchen's combat power is equivalent to 20 Xiangfangs. Xiang Li's IQ can crush 30 Xiangfangs, and so on. As soon as Xiang cried, the audience in front of the screen also began to tear up. In order to lighten the atmosphere and celebrate the successful engagement of Shui and Xiang, Li Jianyu and the others played the bouquet. Colorful ribbons filled the sky. Congratulations! Shui Sister E forever and ever. Happy engagement. Get married soon. Ha ha ha. Some people in the live stream also started making jokes. Shui belongs to Sister E. I unilaterally announced that Lawyer Xiang is mine. Xiang Li, hubby, when are we getting married? The child is already 5 years old and can call him daddy. Only children make choices. As an adult, I have all the choices. I don't mind having 4 more husbands, dog head, dog head. Shui is my husband and Sister E is my wife. Thank you, everyone, for coming to my husband and my wife's engagement ceremony. The netizens were already happy enough about the engagement of Shui and Xiang, but they didn't expect that there would be an even bigger surprise later, Li Jianyu announced. Because today is the last episode, our production team and Sister E have discussed it and decided that 10 netizens will be answering questions online today. Of course, you can also think of it as Shui's Sister E chatting with everyone. After you draw the number, there will be an audience member who will first check if your internet and devices are working properly. Next, we'll start drawing the number. The netizens were flabbergasted. Damn it! Little broken piece respy. Chapter 924. There were indeed live streamers who interacted with their fans through microphones, but who would have thought that they would want to interact with a celebrity? It was unimaginable. But today, it would all become a reality. On the screen, a lottery program was activated. Then, 10 lucky people won the lottery, and a special staff member contacted them to confirm. After a few minutes, Li Jianyu received the news and shouted through the loudspeaker, Okay, the first audience member is ready. Xiang and Shui raised their heads in unison. The call was connected. A girl's scream spread throughout the live stream. Oh, is it me? Is it really me? Shui, Sister E, can you guys hear me? I'm your untimely CP fan. In the live stream, it's a girl who's a genius. Are you there? Remove the surveillance cameras in my house immediately. Ha 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 ha, although I didn't get picked, I'm more nervous than this girl. Xiang waved at the camera and said, Hello. Shui also nodded slightly and said, Hello. Hence, the screams in the live stream became even louder, as if they were calling out an army of thousands. Fortunately, the first audience member gradually calmed down. She cleared her throat and said embarrassedly, I didn't expect to be picked for today's interaction. Actually, I don't have much to ask. I just wanted to give my blessings to Shui and Sister E. Get married soon and have 2 children in 3 years. We've already thought of a lot of baby names. You guys can take a look when you have time. Ahem. Okay, I'll hang up now. Buzz. The first call ended very quickly. The live stream instantly exploded. Sister, well done. She's so awesome, she's speaking the minds of so many people. Ha 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 ha, CP fans are really worried sick. They haven't even gotten married yet, but they've already thought of names. The tip of Xiang's ears turned red, and Shui raised her hand to pinch it gently. only to have the girl's ears turn even redder. Ahem. Thank you. This was the first time Xiangyi was embarrassed during a live broadcast. The Xiang brothers all looked at Shui in unison, as if they were going to have a group battle if Shui dared to say she was going to have a baby. Their family's tutu was still a child. Shui smiled and said, "Thank you for your blessings, but these things, let nature take its course. Whether it is marriage or children, I will listen to Sister E." In other words, if Xiangyi wanted to get married, she could get married, and if she wanted to have children, she could have children, and vice versa. Only then did the expressions of the Xiang brothers improve. Soon, the second audience member was successful. "Hello, Shuringdi and Sister E. I am an extra working at the film studio. I'm what everyone calls a walk-on." The second audience member was a little nervous. "I'd like to ask Shuringdi, how do you hone your acting skills?" Shui crossed his arms and leaned back in his chair, relaxed and languid. "I don't think I've honed my acting skills much. I just watched a few movies and suddenly knew how to act." Audience. In the live stream. This. Although it's very Versailles, Shuringdi is telling the truth. You guys can go watch his debut movie. His acting skills are amazing. I'm just kidding. I actually read some professional books and analyze movies. Shui was not stingy with sharing his experience. Although I've only watched a few movies, I've carefully watched each one dozens of times. For example, I must pay attention to the details. Chapter 925. Shui's voice was as gentle as jade, and she shared a lot of her insights on acting. There were even many things that the students couldn't learn even if they wanted to. For example, the handling of details, the sense of rhythm, empathy. In short, the netizens only had one thought after listening. Success was due to chance, but there was also a sense of inevitability in that chance. Who would be able to watch the same movie over and over again? Who would be able to read an acting book so many times that they would be able to memorize every single chapter? Shui's Grand Slam was due to her talent and hard work. The audience member was flattered and thanked him profusely. "Thank you, Shui. I've taken good notes. I'll go back and think about it carefully. I'll strive to improve my acting skills and become an actor with solo scenes." Shui. "Good luck, I'm looking forward to the day when I can act with you." This high EQ answer was praised by countless people. Boo-hoo, Shui is so gentle. To be honest, this answer will definitely encourage her. I'm so envious that she's being taught and encouraged by someone she admires. To be honest, there are many so-called acting masters in the industry who charge hundreds of thousands for a lesson. I heard that they often attack and humiliate students. In comparison, Shui is so kind. Immediately after, the third, fourth, eighth, and ninth audience members all chimed in one after another. Someone asked Xiangyi for the recipe, and Xiangyi naturally taught them everything she knew. She even promised to record a complete production video and post it on Weibo. This way, all the fans who wanted to try this dish would have a standard to refer to. The audience was overjoyed and finally shyly asked Sister E if she could make a heart sign with her. Xiangyi imitated Wan Qing's heart gesture. She put her hands behind her back, stretched out both hands, and made two hearts at the same time. Her smile was full of vitality and vitality. The netizens exclaimed, "This is the feeling of first love. Mom, it's not the wind that moves, it's my heart that moves." There were also people who asked Shui how to study science and even asked several high school math questions on the spot. Li Jianyu broke out in a cold sweat. Although Shui was the top scorer in science back then, after all, so many years had passed. Who could guarantee that she would still remember those trivial knowledge points? In any case, Li Jianyu might not even be able to solve an elementary school question. Shui's sister even mocked herself. "I'm sorry. If Shui can't solve it, please forgive him. After all, I, Shui, am uneducated, and uneducated." He didn't expect that Shui could solve every single one of them. She even remembered the formulas clearly. The audience was stunned. "Brother Shui, you're amazing. I think if you take the college entrance examination, you might even get the manner." Shui said lightly, "It's nothing. I just have a good memory." The netizens were in tears. "You call this a little better? More like 100 million points." With online interaction, the netizens' enthusiasm skyrocketed. Whether it was the number of online viewers or the number of real-time comments, they all broke records. 91 million. 92 million. 93 million. Almost every minute, the numbers were constantly jumping, making people's hearts surge with excitement. The last audience. Li Jianyu had just finished his announcement when the staff's voice suddenly came from his earpiece. He stopped the broadcast at the last minute. Sorry. Please wait a moment. We have an important announcement to make. Chapter 926. Everyone was puzzled, be it at the venue or in the live stream. What's going on? The camera panned to Li Jianyu's face, which was solemn and serious. Many viewers' hearts skipped a beat, for fear that something unexpected would happen. In the next second, Li Jianyu beamed with joy and began acting like a screaming chicken. Ah, the number of online viewers of our little break has just reached. Yes, just now. It's over 100 million. The staff at the venue froze for 2 seconds before bursting into cheers. This day has finally come. It's over 100 million. Xiangyi and Shi Sui also looked at each other and smiled. Everyone has been working hard all this time. Thank you, everyone, for accompanying us to this day. Every achievement is a precious gift to two under one roof. The girl's voice was like the sound of nature, and even the gods had to submit to her gentleness. The live stream viewers were appalled. Sister E is so eloquent. Good girl, I won't read your books in the bookstore. Woo-woo, now that Xiangyi said that, I suddenly feel a great sense of participation. Fellow live streamers, please learn from Sister E. Don't treat your fans like tools or ATMs every day. In fact, as long as you put your heart into it, your fans will definitely take the initiative to pay for it. In short, we can give it to you, but you can't take the initiative to ask for it. Major media outlets quickly reported the news that the number of viewers of Two Under One Roof had exceeded 100 million. Two Under One Roof, a small variety show, a big miracle. The live stream industry is reshuffled again, and content output is trending towards premium quality. The ceiling of domestic live stream variety shows. Leading the new trend of the entertainment industry in the future. At the same time, Little Break was once again trending. Hashtag Little Break. Hashtag the number of live stream viewers has exceeded 100 million. Hashtag the only one who can defeat me is myself. Hashtag more and more netizens poured into the live stream to watch the last live stream. After the celebration, Li Jianyu was so excited that he wanted to go to heaven. However, he pretended to be calm on the surface and continued with the queue process. Staff, please connect the microphone to the last viewer. The call went through. A gentle and kind voice sounded. Tutu, it's your mother. Xiangyi was stunned on the spot. The faces of the Xiang brothers also changed. It would not be an exaggeration to say that the live stream. Mother? Sister Yi's mother? Ha! Didn't Sister Yi's parents pass away? Could Xiangyi be lying? Black chicken and Spanish fish. Are you trying to use your parents' death to gain everyone's sympathy? The orphan in front. Do you know that some people bring happiness wherever they go, and some people only bring happiness when they're gone? Smile. Damn you, Crawl. It's a joyous occasion. Don't come out and disgust people. No, listen carefully. This voice doesn't sound very clear. It's like it's being recorded from some equipment. Xiangyi felt her mind go blank. In a trance, she remembered the last scene she saw of her parents. The car that had gone out of control, the pursuit from the front and back, and the bumpy ride from the spinning world. As well as her mother's warm blood-stained hand that was blocking her eyes. Our Tutu is the most obedient. Close your eyes and don't look at anything, okay? Xiangyi's voice was hoarse from crying, but she obediently kept her eyes closed. She was also seriously injured and didn't even know when she lost consciousness. Even the voice of the microphone was switched to a cold and rigid mechanical voice. Hey, silly girl. Ahem, Miss Xiang, I was asked by someone to fulfill your wish. Chapter 927. Although the voice was disguised, Xiangyi still recognized the identity in an instant. That chubby little white tiger? The mechanical voice continued. I am a hacker who happened to get a recording pen. After repairing it, I found that there was a recording in it. Today, I found out that the owner of the recording pen was your mother. So, I hacked the security wall of Xingchen TV today and came over to play it for you. At this moment, in the programming department of Xing Chen TV. The programmers were overwhelmed and at a loss for what to do. What kind of virus is this? It actually caused all their computers to crash. Even the most powerful experts couldn't even crack the most basic code of the virus. It was like the dimensionality reduction mentioned in science fiction novels. The virus seemed to have come from an alien and was far beyond the current technology. At this moment, the content of the recording pen was played in the live stream. Tutu, it's mommy. Just by listening to the voice, one could imagine a gentle and intellectual face. Daddy is asleep. Maybe he has already gone to heaven. Mommy may be going too. Accompanied by Xiang Yi's mother's voice, the sound of blood dripping onto the ground was heart-wrenching. The sobbing of a woman lasted for several minutes. In the live stream, many people had already burst into tears when they heard this. Sangchen and the others also had complicated expressions. A moment later, Xiang Yi's mother adjusted her emotions and spoke in a brisk tone as if she was telling a story. Tutu, I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, tell your brothers, okay? Chen Chen is the child that I don't have to worry about the most. I know that he always deliberately puts on a cold face, but he's actually very soft inside. When Tutu was sick when she was a child, he would cry secretly every time his heart ached for her. Lily is very smart and has an extraordinary IQ. I'm so proud of him. However, I found that he's quite scheming. He'll trick you and Fong Fong into giving him Toffeecito. I really can't do anything about him. Shoo, this is a secret. Chi-Chi is Mommy's sweetheart. I really like the dress he designed for Mommy so much that I wish I could wear it 24/7 every day. I often think of the image of him braiding your hair. Yu is usually a man of few words. He is very stubborn and has his own ideas. I believe that when he grows up, he will firmly choose the things he likes and work hard for them. Well, he likes furry things very much. If he's too embarrassed to buy it, then please ask our Tutu to give it to him, okay? Xiang Yi's mother sounded like she was about to cry. Chen Chen and Lily can already take care of themselves. Chi-Chi and Yu have been carefree since they were young. The one I'm most worried about is our Tutu. Our little rabbit is so obedient, so fond of crying, so timid. She is a child who is even afraid of thunder and firecrackers. What should we do? Daddy and Mommy won't be able to accompany Tutu anymore. Mommy really feels sorry for our Tutu. In reality, Xiang Yu lowered his cap, and when the camera swept past, the young esports god's eyes were red. Xiang Qi sniffled, but in the end, he couldn't hold back his tears. However, he quickly wiped them away with his hand. Xiang Li pursed his thin lips and remained silent for a moment. He then took off his glasses, lowered his long eyelashes, and closed his eyes. Sangchen was as expressionless as ever, but his trembling hands, which were hanging by the side of his pants, revealed his emotions. Chapter 928. Xiang Yi had been very calm throughout, or rather, she forced herself to be calm. When she woke up after the car accident back then, she heard from the doctor that her father had already lost his vital signs when she fainted. However, her mother's time of death was later than her father's. Hence, the doctors speculated that Xiang Yi's mother was still alive when she fainted. Xiang Yi resented herself countless times for not being stronger and more clear-headed. That way, she could at least say goodbye to her mother. She didn't seem to have told anyone about this matter before. How did little white tiger know about it? Tutu, you can cry, he said in a low and gentle voice as he pressed her head into his warm embrace. Xiang Yi initially thought that she could control her emotions well, but to her surprise, she burst into tears while in Shui's arms. The girl's hot tears fell onto Shui's lapel. She was crying silently, and only her slender shoulders kept shaking. Shui gently patted her back and coaxed her softly. In the live stream, I can't take it anymore. I held back when Xiang Yi's mother cried, but when Sister Yi cried, I started crying too. Oh my god, Tutu's mother is so gentle. If only Mrs. Tutu was still alive, she would definitely dote on Tutu. Sob sob sob, are those Auntie's last words? Was Sister Yi by her side at that time? How sad must Sister Yi be then? The audience's hearts wrenched up. In the beginning, the netizens were criticizing Xiang Yi, but now, they were all feeling heartache for her. The pop-up comments were all comforting Xiang Yi, but some were also curious about who the hacker was. On the top of a mountain, little white tiger looked at the screens in the air and sobbed while watching. Damn it, I hate watching such plots the most. However, it would occasionally feel a little emotional about the joys and sorrows of others. However, for some reason, whenever Xiangyi cried, it would feel extremely upset, as if its heart was about to break. The little white tiger angrily took out a carrot and took a few bites before it felt better. Yes, that hateful rabbit spirit was right. When one was sad, eating carrots would make them happy. It turned off a screen that showed the scene before Xiangyi's mother's death. I've completed my promise to Lord Shui. Humph, this stupid woman is just a little better looking, a little gentler, a little better at cooking, and a little more skilled. There's nothing good about her. She's a far cry from the rabbit spirit. The rabbit spirit is a great beauty. The little white tiger suddenly paused. It suddenly realized that it only had the rabbit spirit's memories in its mind, but it did not have the rabbit spirit's face. Perhaps Madame Shui had erased it. Although he looked gentle on the surface, he was actually very petty. In the past, no male creatures were allowed to approach the rabbit spirit. Don't think that I don't know that Lady Shui wants to have a nest of tutu babies with the rabbit spirit. How can the current Lady Shui fall in love with another woman? In particular, when it thought about how Lady Shui actually gave up the opportunity to become a god and used her only wish to fulfill this stupid woman's regret, the little white tiger was furious. At that time, it asked Shui, "Do you have any wishes that you want to fulfill?" Shui said, "My wish is to fulfill her wish." It even repeatedly asked, "Lady Shui, are you sure? Are you really sure?" The man's expression was gentle and affectionate. "Yes, because she's my little rabbit." Chapter 929. The recording came to an abrupt end. The hacker also ended the call without anyone noticing. The programmers of Xingchen TV tried to trace the hacker's IP address, but the result was a blank. The programmers were dumbfounded. No way. Did we really encounter an alien? At the same time, Shui cupped Xiangyi's little face in her hands and patiently wiped away her tears. Xiangyi had never cried so hard before. Although she didn't make a sound, she was shedding a lot of tears. Tutu. Shui coaxed in a gentle voice. "Uncle, Auntie, I've never blamed you, so Tutu, don't blame yourself anymore, okay?" Xiangyi nodded as her tears fell. Xiang Yin and Madame Xiang looked at each other. The Xiang family had naturally found the culprit of the car accident back then, and made the culprit and his family pay a terrible price. However, they didn't know that Xiangyi actually had such a knot in her heart. Little Bunny must have been suffering all these years. In the live stream, the focus of the audience gradually began to deviate. Although, Sister E really makes me understand what it means to cry like a fairy. Xiang E, don't cry, Mama will love you like her own daughter in the future. I'm posting this on behalf of my mother. My mother said, "Sister E, you may have lost your mother, but you can treat Auntie as your mother." I'll also send a message on behalf of my grandparents. Imei, my grandparents said that you don't have to be sad. When you visit our house, my grandparents will definitely treat you like their own granddaughter and dote on you. There were also many netizens who expressed their goodwill. She looked at Li Jianyu, who was crying like a fool. It turns out that Sister E is liked by so many people. That's great. About 5 minutes later, Xiangyi calmed down and looked at the camera gently. Her voice was a little nasal. She said with a nasal voice, "It's time to say goodbye to everyone." The netizens were flabbergasted. "Ah, no! Can't bear to part with the gentle Yi of the human world. Can't bear to part with the Longjing Ti of the human world. Ahem, Sui. I can't stop crying today. Will there be a second season?" He would, right? For such a popular variety show, they had to get the original cast to do a second season. I'm begging you. 2 letters of blood. 3 letters of blood. Li Jianyu was crying uncontrollably. It was Wan Qing who continued the cue. Lastly, Shui and Sister E, do you have anything you want to say to the audience? I'll go first. Shui was wearing a clean white shirt, just like when the audience first saw him in Two Under One Roof. He looked gentle and elegant. First of all, I would like to thank all the staff of the program team. Doing a live variety show requires not only courage, but also stamina. Everyone has worked hard these days. Secondly, I would like to share my upcoming schedule with everyone. Your outdated male celebrities will be joining the cast for filming. Shurswei's self-mockery made countless people laugh. I feel like Shurswei has changed a lot too. Being in love really affects a person. Thank you, everyone, for your constant support. Without you guys, Shurswei wouldn't be who she is today, and there wouldn't be this small drama. The man said helplessly. Lastly, I have a question to ask. I heard that all my fans have become my haters? Chapter 930. The Shurswei sisters replied one after another. Are you there? Did you just get online? Huh? You have fans? Oh, I've read it. Move back a little. Don't block our view of Sister E. The netizens were dumbfounded. A fan is better than 10 haters. Not only is Shurswei invincible in the art of tea brewing, but he also has more haters than anyone else. Of course, teasing aside, the Shurswei sisters couldn't help but burst into laughter within a few seconds. Join the crew, join the crew. That man is finally going to act. As long as you watch Shurswei's works, we'll be relatives from different mothers. I'm looking forward to Shurswei's new works. The 3 Best Actor awards in the country have already achieved the Grand Slam, and the 5 Best Actor awards overseas have already won 4 awards. He's just short of an Oscar to complete the Grand Slam overseas. The Shurswei sisters were overjoyed, as if they were celebrating the Lunar New Year. They also allowed the netizens and investors to once again witness Shurswei's popularity. Shurswei had both real capabilities and popularity. He was good at acting, good at the box office, and good at winning awards. The cameraman turned the camera to Xiangyi. It's my turn now. Xiangyi waved at the screen. Can you guys see me? In order to take care of some of the older audience members, the girl deliberately raised her voice a little to show her thoughtfulness. The audience was especially cooperative. Baby, I can see you, I can see you. Kid, your grandma is praising you for your loud voice. Ha! Yet another day of being awed by Sister Yi's cuteness. Xiangyi cleared her throat and said, Hey, it feels like we were still filming the first episode yesterday, but today, we're suddenly filming the last episode. The staff of 2 Under One Roof, you've all worked hard for the past 2 months. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you for every click, comment, like, and share. You're the ones who made small breakthroughs happen, breaking records time and time again, and creating miracles one after another. My life probably won't change much. I'll go back to filming next, and when I'm done, I'll probably continue my current life of cooking, gardening, and petting the cat. My family is still the most important thing to me. Xiangyi's gaze swept past her grandparents, uncle, and brother before finally landing on Shurswei. She smiled and held his hand graciously. And my lover. The girl's voice was soft and sweet, and her smile seemed to be able to cure all the gloominess in the world. The couple fans covered their mouths and screamed. My lover. She's my lover. Sisters. Give me a guide to flirting with men. I'm Sko. Hashtag 2 or 3 things about how my wife got together with my husband that have to be said. Hashtag. With everyone's support and love, I will work hard, resolutely, and bravely live my life well. I will also cherish every kind person that appears in my life. I hope that everyone who is watching the live broadcast will live a free and determined life from now on. I hope that you will be gentle to the world and be gentle to the world. Goodbye, see you next time. Xiangyi gestured half a heart while Shurswei raised his eyebrows and cooperatively gestured the other half. The two bade farewell to the audience, who also bade them farewell in the comments section. See you next time. I must see you. I'm looking forward to the 2nd season. Sponsor Daddy, vote for me. I'll watch all the advertisements. Shurswei, Sister E, goodbye. Xiao Naofu, Little Shiji, goodbye. Brother Damao, Brother Ermao, Brother San Mao, Sameo Ge, goodbye. Hegemin Zong Zong Xiang Fong Fong, goodbye. Small breakthroughs, goodbye. On this day, 2 Under One Roof, which had set countless records in the history of variety shows, came to a perfect end. Chapter 931. When the screen of the live stream went black, the scene was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. They could almost hear the breathing of the people around them. It's over? Everyone knew that such a day would come, but when the moment finally arrived, it made them feel inexplicably lost. Ruan Qing nudged Li Jianyu with her elbow and said in a low voice, "Say something." Ha! Li Jianyu sobbed and a snot bubble came out of his nose. Mimi? Honey, Why don't you do it? Ruan Qing was speechless. How did I find such a boyfriend? Can I get a refund? Don't forget, you're the director of Two Under One Roof. The word director was like a stabilizing needle, calming Li Jianyu's emotions. He froze for a moment, wiped his face with a tissue, picked up the loudspeaker, and said, "Thank you for all the hard work you've put in these days. It's all of you who turned a creative idea into a reality. It's all of you who turned a delusion into a miracle. The honor of Little Break doesn't belong to me, Li Jianyu, but to everyone in the Two Under One Roof production team." Because of his words, the silent scene became hot-blooded and lively again. Little Break will always be amazing. Our Little Break is the best. Breaking the 100 million record belongs to Two Under One Roof. Smiles that came from the bottom of their hearts appeared on the faces of those who were young or no longer young. What an honor! To be able to participate in such a grand event in my life. When I retire one day, I can proudly talk about the glory of my career. Li Jianyu continued, I have to thank Shui the most. When I was at my lowest, she chose to support me without hesitation. Although I've always jokingly called you Daddy Sure. But I know that you treat me as a friend. Brother, let's have a drink later. Li Jianyu's eyes were red and he was about to cry again. In order to dilute his sadness, Shui pondered for a moment and said, Have you never thought that my feelings for you are purely that of a father and son? Li Jianyu was speechless. Li Jianyu held back his tears. I treat you as a brother, and you treat me as a son. Let's talk about our own? Shui activated her tea-talk skill. Well, if you want to think that way, I can't help it. Li Jianyu. The audience roared with laughter, and the atmosphere was joyous. Li Jianyu couldn't help but laugh. Also, the person I want to thank the most is you, Sister E. Li Jianyu looked at Xiangyi and said, You're the one who created the legend of Two Under One Roof. You're the one who constructed the soul of Two Under One Roof. You're the one who made Two Under One Roof such a popular show that audiences all over the country and the world love. It's great to meet Sister E. Li Jianyu's sigh was not pretentious at all. It was so sincere that it moved people. Xiangyi smiled. I'm very lucky to have met you guys. Li Jianyu was not the kind of person who liked to talk nonsense. After a few simple words he ordered, Then everyone, pack up and prepare to go to the celebration party. The staff left first. The Xiang family members were not interested in the celebratory banquet, so they all left separately. Only Xiangyi and Shui were left in the huge manor. The little girl sat down on the steps in front of the door, looked at the sunset on the horizon, and stretched lazily. It hasn't been that long, but I feel like I've experienced a lot. Shui sat down next to her. Xiangyi asked, Actually, I'm quite curious, why did you agree to take on this variety show? Chapter 932. Shui said lazily, It's nothing. I'll do it if I want to. But logically speaking, Mr. C probably won't accept this variety show for you. From a personal point of view, you can totally find other ways to help Li Jianyu. Xiangyi rested her chin on her hand and was a little distressed. It's so strange. I keep feeling that participating in a variety show isn't something you would do. Shui chuckled and didn't say anything. There wasn't any special reason. It was just, he wanted to have a chance to be together with a certain little bunny openly. Even if it was a small and uncertain opportunity, it would be good. Shui wouldn't tell anyone that if Xiangyi didn't agree to participate in this show, then he wouldn't come either. He just schemed a little against Li Jianyu and hinted that as long as Xiangyi participated, he would participate. Then, his good son Li Jianyu, his good friend Li Jianyu really thought of a way to invite Xiangyi. Little did he know that Li Jianyu had also schemed a little against Xiangyi, and told her that Shui had already agreed to come. Why don't you come too? That was all there was to it. Seeing that Shui didn't want to answer, Xiangyi didn't ask any more questions. She calculated the schedule and said, There's still a week before we start filming. Why don't we go on a trip? Shui, is there a city you want to go to? Xiangyi, Country F.B. City? I've been wanting to eat there for a long time. The young best actor's eyes were full of affection. Okay, I'll listen to you. What about you? Is there anything you want to do? Shui said calmly, Catching up on sleep with you. Xiangyi, huh? Then we'll set off later tomorrow. You can sleep a little more. This isn't what I think. Shui coughed lightly and skipped this ambiguous topic. Let's go. Don't let them wait too long. Considering the popularity of Shui and Xiangyi, Li Jianyu booked a private restaurant with good privacy and confidentiality. However, by the time Xiangyi and Zhang Ziyan arrived, they were still surrounded by the restaurant's owner, waiters, and chefs. To be precise, they were surrounding Xiangyi. Wah! She's Sister E in real life. Big brother fan boss. Little girl, what do you want to eat? Uncle will make it for you. Uncle Pink Chef. Cub, Mama has finally seen our cub. Mama fan waiter. Li Jianyu was dumbfounded. Sister E is too ruthless. Men, women, old and young, Ruanqing said teasingly. Seniority is the real deal. If it were any other celebrity being surrounded by so many people, some of them might not have given them a good look. However, Xiangyi was all smiles the entire time. She took photos and signed autographs. As they chatted, she even went directly to the kitchen with Uncle Chef to exchange cooking experiences. Everyone, wow. She's indeed our Sister E. The weather was hot and the room was stuffy. Everyone simply moved the table to the courtyard and enjoyed the cool night breeze as they gossiped in full swing. Have you guys checked Weibo? There are more than 20 trending topics in the top 50 that are related to Shui's Sister E. The Melon forum is also exploding. There's a post calling for a second season, and the number of replies has already exceeded a few thousand. It's now the most popular post on the forum. The same goes for short videos. The content of our last episode is everywhere, especially the part where Sister E cried. It's absolutely beautiful. Everyone was chatting happily when footsteps and laughter suddenly came from the door. The two groups of people looked at each other and the atmosphere suddenly became strange. Chapter 933. Outside the door, in the center of the crowd, was a female artist who was as thin as a piece of paper. Her facial features were exquisite and beautiful, and her skin was so white that it seemed to glow. She exuded a completely different temperament from ordinary people. It was Shan Ruohua, who had been hyped up as the best female celebrity in terms of goods delivery some time ago. She debuted as a singer, and later became good at singing and acting. Regardless of her acting skills, her fans regarded her as a goddess because of her outstanding appearance. Some time ago, on the day that Xiangyi, Shui, and Yan Kai started a live broadcast in and out of China, her fans tried to tear Xiangyi apart, but ended up losing face instead. However, in today's entertainment industry, black celebrities were also popular. Shan Ruohua relied on that popularity to increase her salary by a lot. Moreover, whether it was a coincidence or intentional, Shan Ruohua also participated in a live broadcast variety show. The theme was about female celebrities who had debuted for many years and were remaking their debut as a girl group. Although it wasn't as popular as Two Under One Roof, there were still about 10 million online viewers during several live broadcasts. When the director of the girl group's live broadcast saw Li Jianyu, his eyes lit up instantly. He stepped forward and fawned over him for a long time before waving his hand. Waiter, move out the table in our private room. We'll also sit in the courtyard and eat. After the waiter moved the table, he slapped his head and pretended to apologize. Director Li, you don't mind, do you? It's all my fault. I'll punish myself with 3 glasses later. To be honest, I just want to bask in the joy of your show. The corners of Li Jianyu's mouth twitched slightly, but he couldn't say anything, so he could only laugh it off. The staff of Two Under One Roof visibly fell silent. Isn't this deliberately making things difficult for others? However, the director of the girl group was thick-skinned and asked Li Jianyu for advice on how to do a live broadcast variety show. At the beginning, Li Jianyu seriously explained, first, the market positioning. This is very important. You have to grasp the right point. What the audience likes to watch now is not just hair-pulling and catfights. They can also watch heartwarming and healing. However, the director of the girl group always retorted. Director Li, I'll call you brother. I understand what you're saying. I understand. Not only that, he kept picking on Li Jianyu's faults and then showing off how good his concept and planning was. It could be said that he vividly explained what it meant to be annoying. His catchphrase was, tell the truth. He had repeated it so many times that everyone's ears felt like calluses had formed on them. It was fine if he was the only one who was annoying, but there was more to come. Shan Ruohua first mentioned, intentionally or otherwise, that she had accepted a luxury brand endorsement deal and appeared on the cover of a few fashion magazines. She had even been invited to the official Mid-Autumn Festival Gala, blah, blah. Then, she talked about her maintenance secrets, such as putting on 5 facial masks every day, even covering her feet. She also had to take a bath, use luxurious essential oils, and use expensive aromatherapy. Then, she changed the topic. As for me, I won't be like some girls who only know how to revolve around the stove. I'll lose myself and only know how to please others, thinking that only by grabbing a man's stomach can I grab a man's heart. As a woman of the new era, you have to be independent, strong, and have your own ideas. The books say that cooking is objectifying women. We women have to pursue our own rights. You know, this is called women's rights. She laughed sweetly. Of course, some girls definitely don't know about these advanced concepts. Chapter 934. This speech had a remarkable effect. It successfully made the entire courtyard fall silent. Li Jianyu understood. Are they treating me and the program crew like fools? Haha. I'll teach you how to behave. Li Jianyu pretended to be amazed. Wow, Goddess Shin, you're so insightful. I wonder which masterpiece it is. Can I go and read it? The girl group's director's expression changed slightly. With his skills, he could naturally tell that Li Jianyu was deliberately pretending to be crazy. Just as he was about to remind Shen Ruohua, Ruan Qing proposed a toast to him. Director Ding, here's to you. I wonder if you're interested in variety shows? I have some connections here. Director Ding's eyes lit up and he instantly felt that the benefits at hand were more important. He lowered his voice and chatted with Ruan Qing excitedly. Thus, everyone present heard Shen Ruohua say the title of a book. Women are born princesses and are destined to be spoiled by men. It's such a famous book, yet you guys haven't read it? Someone secretly searched for it. Yes, the book's label was labeled as chicken soup for the feelings of both sexes. That's it? That's it? Li Jianyu said. Ahem, good. What a good name. I must buy one. Shen Ruohua had always liked being flattered. She combed her hair and said confidently, after reading this book, you'll understand what real women's rights are. As soon as she finished speaking, Xiangyi happened to come out of the kitchen. The girl was carrying a wooden tray with a small bowl on it that was steaming. She placed the bowl in front of Shi Sui. Here, don't you have a sore throat? This is loquat snow pear rock sugar water. Drink it while it's hot. A completely opposite scene appeared at the scene. The staff of Two Under One Roof looked at her with envy. Some of the staff of the girl group's live stream sneered, some looked at her with contempt, and some whispered. It turns out that Xiangyi is trying to curry favor with Shi Sui in private. I really couldn't tell. Why is she pretending to be spoiled? She's just a bootlicker. Will Shi Sui even care about her? Sister Hua is right. Girls are born to be spoiled by men. How can they spoil men? Xiangyi doesn't understand women's rights at all. The next second, Shi Sui pushed the crayfish and crab pincers that she had been peeling for a long time in front of Xiangyi. Here's your favorite spicy food. What would you like to drink? Is hot soy milk okay? The people from Two Under One Roof didn't think much of it. He had no choice. He was used to it. It wasn't as if the two of them had only doted on each other for a day or two. On the other hand, the female group production team was shocked. Shuringdi, who was like the moon in the clouds and the stars in the sky, would personally peel greasy and spicy crayfish and crab pincers for Xiangyi? This was too unbelievable. Shen Ruohua bit her lip. She picked up the wine glass, swayed her slender waist, and walked towards Xiangyi. Why did so many people say that she was not as good as Xiangyi? Why did those brands treat her as a replacement for Xiangyi? Xiangyi refused to accept the endorsement deal, so he came to her? She wanted to prove that she was no worse than Xiangyi. Sister E, I've heard a lot about you. Here's a toast to you. Xiangyi's doe eyes lit up. She rubbed her small hands and was a little surprised. Really? Shen Ruohua thought proudly in her heart. Xiangyi must be flattered. What she didn't know was that a certain little drunkard was dying of thirst. Then I'll drink first. After Shen Ruohua said softly, she picked up the wine glass and touched her lips in front of everyone. Xiangyi? She looked confused. That's it? That's it? Chapter 935. Shen Ruohua was confused. She did not understand why Xiangyi had such a reaction. Li Jianyu and the others had a hard time holding back their laughter. TSK, the northern dialect often teases people who drink less, saying, "Are you raising fish?" Using this logic, Shen Ruohua was rearing goldfish. As for Sister E, the drunkard, she wanted to raise whales and sharks. Shen Ruohua maintained her professional fake smile. Xiangyi could only explain, "I'm sorry, maybe our understanding of quantifiers is a little different." She imitated Shen Ruohua and took a sip of wine. Looking at the remaining half of the wine in the glass, her heart ached. Sob, 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 little sister, let's have another toast. No, let's have a few more. Otherwise, this wine would be confiscated by Shui again. Shen Ruohua's eyes revealed a trace of relief, as if she felt that Xiangyi was not hopeless. Girls don't need to be so humble at the table. Why should they drink just because someone asked them to? Not feminist at all. Wine table culture is trash to begin with. Although Xiangyi liked to drink, she agreed with the last sentence and nodded her head out of social etiquette. Shen Ruohua's desire to teach was getting stronger. Sister E, a girl should focus on her career. She can't just focus on the kitchen. How can a girl do housework? You should let a man do it. Xiangyi was confused. Ah, shouldn't we share the burden? Shen Ruohua said in surprise. How can that be? How could a girl do housework? Look, you've been completely poisoned by the male chauvinist culture. The corners of everyone's mouths twitched, and they were speechless. Xiangyi explained in a gentle voice. In a sense, housework is also a kind of labor. Labor is the integration of subject, object, and meaning. Labor is endowed with natural and social attributes by human beings. It is essentially equal, so I think we should share it together and not push it to one gender. Shen Ruohua. She curled her lips and said, "Forget it, I'm not going to tell you. You won't understand anyway." Everyone cursed in their hearts. Who was the one who couldn't understand? Xiangyi did not have the habit of teaching others. She smiled politely and did not say anything else. Everyone had their own way of thinking. She couldn't possibly let the whole world think the same way as her. Even if they didn't agree with him, they could choose not to comment on him. Other than using his mouth for debate, he could also choose to shut it. Shen Ruohua turned on her social mode and toasted Li Jianyu, Ruan Qing, and the others. After all, she was an A-list starlet in the entertainment industry, so everyone gave her face and drank. After a round, it was finally Shui's turn. This was the first time Shen Ruohua had come into close contact with the legendary best actor. She could only feel her heart pounding. Many celebrities, including her, were as thin as paper in real life. Looking at them in real life, it was inevitable that they would feel as thin as firewood. But Shui didn't know how to do that at all. The man's body proportions were superior. He was muscular but not exaggerated. His facial features were impeccable. It was the kind of appearance and temperament that would make people's hearts race even under the devil's angle and light. "Here's to you, Shengdi," Shen Ruohua said sweetly. Shui said faintly, "Sorry, I've quit drinking." Everyone in the production team knew about this. Li Jianyu even secretly asked him in private if he was planning to get pregnant. At that time, Shui smiled and did not say anything. He did not refute. Shen Ruohua said, "Aya, you're a man. How can you refuse a girl's toast?" Chapter 936. Everyone? Excuse me. Could this be the legendary large-scale double-standard scene? Shui raised his eyebrows, but his tone was still indifferent. "Thank you, I appreciate it." Shen Ruohua. She didn't expect Shui to be so tactless. And in front of so many people, he had embarrassed her. Xiangyi, who was at the side, looked at Shui eagerly with a few words written in her eyes. "I can drink for you." Shui directly covered the mouth of the glass, putting an end to the little bunny's attempt to drink for him. "Did you forget what you promised me?" the man asked in a low voice. Xiangyi averted her eyes. That doesn't count." She would never admit to the unequal terms she had signed in the bedroom and bathroom. Shui chuckled and said in a volume that only the two of them could hear, "Looks like you still don't learn your lesson." A certain little bunny trembled. Shen Ruohua saw how gentle and doting Shi Sui was toward Xiangyi and felt even more indignant. She brought out a sentence that was extremely lethal at the table. Is Shi Sui looking down on me? Everyone. What kind of weird brain circuit was this? Shi Sui. You misunderstood, Miss Shen. There was nothing wrong with the way he phrased it. Shen Ruohua's heart was filled with a ball of fire. From netizens to brands, to Shi Sui in front of her, why did everyone think that Xiangyi was better than her? She adeptly used the knowledge she had learned from the chicken soup book and mocked him. Shi Sui, don't tell me. You look down on women? I wonder if the online bloggers who support women's rights will criticize you if they hear that you don't even drink the wine offered to you by a girl. This accusation made everyone at the table tremble with fear. Li Jianyu boldly kicked Shi Sui under the table and desperately winked at him. Drink a glass, it's just a glass of wine, what's the big deal? However, Shi Sui was even more stubborn than everyone thought. Since it's a criticism, why should I care? Shi Sui spoke unhurriedly. I respect all reasonable and legal feminist movements, and I have always believed that men and women should be equal. I admit that there are some men in this society who, after enjoying privileges and preferential treatment, attack and hurt women in turn, but this isn't a reason to overturn the entire boat with one pole. Using unreasonable to resist unreasonable, Miss Shen, do you think it's appropriate? Shen Ruohua's mind went blank. She had been studying art since she was a child, and her results in her cultural studies were average. Her knowledge was not enough to support her clear logic and order to refute Shi Sui. She could only emphasize again, but I'm a girl, Shi Sui said calmly, but I'm also a man. Why can a girl refuse a toast, but a man must drink a toast? Shen Ruohua said, You're a man. You're bullying me. The next second, Shi Sui tugged at Xiangyi's sleeve and complained, Why is she like this? She sounded aggrieved. Shen Ruohua? Isn't this bullying? She felt even more aggrieved. Shen Ruohua. This familiar and fragrant tea aroma made everyone at the little rag group feel a sense of familiarity. As expected of our human world's Longjing tea. Using magic to defeat magic. Using green tea to defeat green tea. This is the correct way to deal with it. Xiangyi's little face was serious. Miss Shen, please don't bully our Shi Sui. Otherwise, I'll suspect you of looking down on men and discriminating against them.